And we're going to unmute everybody. There we go. So, everybody, you're live. So let's go ahead and just have everybody introduce themselves really fast. Starting on my left, I believe. This is going to be with Lexi.
Hi, I'm Lexi. I've been playing D&D for almost a year now. It just kind of boggles my mind. I'm like, wow, we're coming up on that mark quick. But I'm really excited to be playing tonight, and I mean, it's pretty simple. Hi, I'm Lexi. Bye.
All right, and let's go to our bottom left corner with Andrew.
Hi, I'm Andrew. I've been playing D&D, I believe a 2 months shy of a year thus far, which, feels, gosh, I feel like a veteran now. I feel like I've been through stuff. Yeah, I love D&D. I love theater. I love performing. I love film, and I love all of it. And that's me.
All right, so let's go ahead and go to our bottom middle frame with Christy.
Oh, I'm Christy.
This is my super, by the way, asking people questions right as they are doing things.
Yeah, I'm like adjusting things, and I'm like, I'm on screen. All right, hi, I'm Christy. I've been playing tabletop games for a long time. I met all these wonderful people through Duke. Duke is a good friend of mine for quite a few years now, a number of years now, which is fun. I love performing, doing different voices, and playing tabletop games, especially D&D. So that's me.
Awesome. And then let's go to our bottom right hand corner. This is always weird because I'm like mirrored. So let's go to our bottom right hand corner with Peter.
Hello, everyone. I've lost track of how long I've been playing D&D. I'm to the point where I can make characters, kind of outside of the book and make my own characters within D&D Beyond. So I feel like I'm pretty experienced at this point now. I don't know, I'm just excited. There's some characters I've really enjoyed making, and now I look forward to playing some of them. So
awesome. Oh, thanks, Peter. And then let's go to our top. There we go. Top right-hand corner with Gezra.
Hello, everyone. My name is Gezra. I am at that stage of playing D&D that I'm pretty familiar with everyone else of characters and how to play them. But then I'm like, whoa, what's multi-classing? I'm like, I'm to that transition point. So, hello, and also goodbye.
Awesome. And yeah, I don't know if I introduced myself again. I'm Michael. I've been playing Dungeons and Dragons for I think just over a year now. I think I hit that mark this month. But I'm super excited. I was super flattered when Duke asked me to DM, mainly because I was one of the only people left in Rexburg right now. I did want to mention Duke and I are different dungeon masters. So Duke has a different style than I do. So just keep that in mind as we go about playing tonight. We love you all. Thank you for joining us tonight, and let's go ahead and jump right in. So our adventure this evening brings us to Rumrunner Reef. This is outside of the Swin Hollow. This is actually in a different world. But our party this evening is love you.
Oh, well, now I'm here. Hello. I'm gonna go now.
So our party is sailing under the command of Captain Gorn Dawncaller. He's a storm Goliath who has a very short temper. Sailing on the ship known as the Jabberwocky. It's a caravel. It's a Portuguese-style ship with 3 triangular indigo blue sails and nearly white wood, or woodwork. Again, sailing along the Rumrunner Reef with the crystalline kind of aquamarine waters just passing by. You are currently on your way to pick up a shipment of contraband of various items that you are not quite yet sure what they are, but you know where they are. But at this point, let's go ahead and have everyone introduce their characters, starting with Lexi.
Hello, I am going to be playing Marceline Barreau. She has a bit of a reputation as a, she can get stuff done. She's a good smuggler, particularly. Although she does also have a bit of a reputation by barely making it through by the skin of her teeth. So, it's a little bit of a gamble. It's gotten her into trouble a few times, but, she'll never talk about that. That's not the important stuff. The important stuff is what she can do for you.
Awesome. Thanks, Lexi. Let's go ahead and let's move to Gezra.
Oh, cool. My character's name goes by the Runaway. Just call him the Runaway. He is a half-elf bard, and he comes from a noble family, and if you want to know a little bit about him, he'll tell you that his relatives in his family tree have a terrible habit for dying of honorable causes. So, in fear of dying of a premature death, gruesome deaths, from family stories, he is on a journey to escaping his destiny of death. And he thinks by being a musician and on a ship will help him do that. Yeah.
Awesome. Let's go ahead and let's move to Andrew.
My name is General Sturgeon. I am as serious as I am sane, which is to say, not at all. I think there's way too much normalcy in the world. There's too much planning, and there needs to be a bit more chaos. And so that's my goal, to make as much chaos as I can.
Awesome. Thank you. And let's move to Peter.
My name is Sea Snake. I'm a dragonborn that has a interesting ancestor, one of a snake. And so therefore he has some snake features and more of a snake personality than anything. And he also has a poisonous sea snake as his familiar.
Cool. Awesome. And then let's move to Christy.
Hi. Or more like, hola, ¿cómo están ustedes? I am Guess. I am a bit like if the Lorax were the type to burn down the Once-Slaughter's factory instead of running away with a pansy. I'm an Kokra, I'm a druid. I am very passionate about the environment. And so I become a pirate to protect the environment by screwing over businesses.
Awesome, an Enviro pirate. No, I think that's great. All right, so as you are all coming above deck and doing your duties, you see the captain is actually not at the helm. He's just kind of walking about, making sure that checking on things. But you do see that there are, some of the crew members are involved in a game over on kind of the bow of the ship. But yeah, you do have a little bit of time before you get to your destination. But what would you like to do?
Is it sunny outside?
It's very sunny outside. Yes, it's a beautiful day.
Then I would love to be up on the little
in the crow's nest. Crow's nest is currently occupied.
But I would like to be up there too. So
okay.
Yes, by me.
I'm going to go take that watch spot or something.
Okay.
And sit out in the sun.
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead and just make an athletics check really quick. Just as you're climbing up to get there. Oh no. Sorry, the look in your
23.
eyes. Okay. No, you're good. So as you've done this many times before, as you are careful to know which parts of the kind of cargo netting that leads up to the crow's nest. You're careful where you putting your feet and your hands. You get up and you see that there's one person up here. He's a human. He has kind of dirty blonde, kind of almost brown hair, with kind of an eternal 5 o'clock shadow. He has a longbow strapped across his back, and he currently has a spyglass. He says, hello. Can I help you?
Yes, it's my turn to take over the watch.
All right. You got a spyglass?
I'll use yours if that's all right.
Yeah. And he'll actually take his and he'll put it on his belt and he'll pull out another kind of crummier looking one and he'll hand it to you. you can take my spare. And he'll actually come down and he'll actually turn to the rest of you and he'll say, all right, well, time for a little rest and relaxation. Sorry, this character's name is Rob. This is actually Rob the Raven, if any of you have. This is a character that I've played in Season 1. But any of you up for a game?
What kind of a game?
Depends on the game.
It's a game of chance, of course.
My favorite kind.
How many can play?
Oh, as many as you like. You just need a set of dice. Of which I have many.
This just looks at Marceline and she's just like, I'm out.
Come on, it'll be fun.
No, I prefer to watch. I don't like playing against drones.
You don't like to gamble? What kind of a
I
pirate
see
are you?
You in action.
Alright, well then,
I'm
three of
game
you, are
if
you in?
are.
All right, show me how you do this.
Alright, so you got 3. Oh no, my internet connection is unstable, that's not great. So you got 3 6-sided die. And you take a tankard, and you roll them inside, and then you hide them. And then you got to guess how many of each are on. So,
Is this liar's dice?
yep. So, for example, right now I will guess that. So go ahead and everyone who's playing roll 3d6. If you don't have 3d6, just go ahead and mark what you roll.
So wait, we're rolling 3d6 and then what? I'm sorry?
Correct. So you're just remembering what you roll.
Mm-hmm.
So the premise of this game is that you can start as low as you want. Like for example, Rob is going to bet that there are 3 1s on the table. And then you can either up the ante with the 1s, just like, oh, well, there's a total of 12 dice, so I'm going to say that there's more. I'm going to say that there's 5 1s. And then so on and so forth. And then you can go up and it's like, oh, well, I'm going to skip and I'm going to say, oh, well, there's at least 2 4s on the table. But you can't go back down after you've gone up a number. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Mm.
And we can do any number. It doesn't have to be ones.
Well, I mean, any number up to 6. Because there's only 6 sides on the die.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I understand.
All right. So, buying is 5 gold pieces. All right, go ahead and roll your die.
I did already.
Oh, all right. So, 3
Can I
3s.
Keep an eye on them to make sure that they're not
Yeah.
messing with the
Go ahead
dice.
and just make a perception check.
Okay.
It's no fun.
That's
At
cool.
20.
No, that's a natural 1.
Oof.
A total of 8.
Oh,
But it's a
you
nat
are
one.
fascinated with the rules of this game, and so this is
I
kind
feel
of
like I'm really fascinated by the dice. Ooh, shiny.
yeah.
Ooh.
I feel like my race is changing from Aarakocra to a goblin, but
Hanging around these people too.
yeah. But yeah, you don't really notice any sort of funny business or anything. But Rob is going to bet, and he's going to say, let's go 3 3s. Now let's say runaway. It's your turn.
What I have on my what I rolled is the objective that I'm supposed to
You're
tell a lie and see how convincing it is.
not
or
necessarily. You're just supposed to be able to Like, so, for example, let's say if you roll, or if you say, okay, I think there are 5 threes on the table, I'm going to call you out on it. And if there are 5 threes amongst all our dice, I lose. And I'm out.
Oh, okay.
This is, yeah, I was like, this is kind of a condensed version of Liar's Dice.
Okay. I think there are 4 5s amongst us. At least.
General.
That's interesting, the runaway, because I believe there are 5 5s amongst us.
Okay. Why are you looking at me like that?
Say there are 4 6s.
I believe you are bluffing. At this point, everybody shows their dice.
Well, I have 1 6.
Okay. General, how many 6s do you have?
0.
Runaway, 1. Rob also had 0.
No!
So, as that
Rip.
is a shame, to say the least.
Yeah, I'm just getting warmed up.
Oh no, you are out, love. I'm sorry.
Oh,
Listen,
Oh,
it's a
already
small
so
ship.
soon.
We're gonna be here a while.
That's fair. All right, roll once more.
Again?
exciting.
Kes leans over to Marceline. He's like, perhaps you would do better if you had a gun pointed to your head.
You're probably right, but we don't need to talk about that right now.
Okay.
Do you perform well under
Lo
pressure?
siento. It's just a thought for the next
Is there any other way?
I can turn into a bear and pretend to claw at you.
I mean, if I know it's fake, it's not gonna help.
I will.
Could
use
you
the
really
element
claw
of-
at me?
I will use the element of surprise next time. Don't worry.
All right.
And
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
that would be the surprise.
All right. So, as we come around, we're actually going to say, Gezra, it's your turn to wager first, or to guess, I guess.
4 3s. That's my guess.
I'll call your bluff.
All right, let's show them.
Okay, I had 2 3s.
I have 1 3.
I have none.
Go! Dang it!
No, you're good. You said
Oh,
so.
really?
You said
Yeah.
3 threes,
Yes!
right? So there were at least 3 threes on the table. So I'm terribly sorry, General. So, but
Faz. I'm gonna get up and walk by and just watch.
all right. Showdown, I guess.
Hmm.
All right, go ahead and all right. Oh, I guess it's my go. I will say that there are 2 threes.
Ooh. Ooh. Okay. Call your bluff.
All right. How many threes you got? I've got 2 threes. And they just, sorry lads, that's sometimes how it goes. And he brings it in. This time we're going to go ahead and switch over to Sea Snake for a hot second. Go ahead and make a perception check.
Oh no. All right. I just rolled 2 dice and they're both nat 20s, so I got a 26.
All right, that'll do. So yeah, as you
The
Your
first one
dice?
was the first one was accidental, and I was like, "Oh, it's an accidental. I'll roll a different one."
Can I have your
Like-
dice, Peter?
How much?
send those vibes this way. Yeah.
I don't know. As long as Will
Um,
Wheaton hasn't touched him, I'm good.
Yeah. So yeah, as you're looking around, the landscape is beautiful. You are up, and there are bluffs, and again, there are several different kind of reefs, that the helmsman is having to very carefully navigate. As you're calling down to him and being like, oh yeah, we have a reef on the starboard bow, or he's just like, oh yeah, just carry on. But as you are proceeding, you actually see that we are coming up very close on the secret entrance that Captain Dawncaller was describing to you previously. So as you are all kind of making your way into, and it's more of a cove, so to speak, where and there's almost a sort of land bridge that comes over the top of this, and there's a little bit of vegetation that hangs down, and as you come in, and it's beautiful. Just the sort of light, how it catches, and it just gleams off the water, and you come in, and Captain Dawncaller is barking out orders. All right, you fat toenails, let's go and get our quarry. And you gather that he doesn't speak Common very well. It's not his first language. But so a lot of the insults that he intends to be hurtful are just kind of ridiculous at times. But as you are all kind of disembarking from the ship, and you come across, and there are actually, there are 327 casks of rum. There's 83 cases of Ionian tobacco, and there are 12 rolls of silk tapestries that you're all loading up. And you realize that this is going to take a long time, and so that most of the crew is busy with loading and loading your quarry onto the ship. But the captain actually pulls the five of you aside. Sorry. Oh, never mind. But the captain pulls the five of you aside and he says, of what we discussed earlier, there are things deeper within the cave. Yeah? If you would go and explore, we will be leaving in about 3 hours. So, be quick about it, but I would very much like to know what is back there. Yeah?
But of course, Captain.
See, Captain.
Yes, Captain, my captain.
All right, well then, be quick about it.
Go.
Okay. Yeah. No, you're good. So as
Hold
you,
up.
yeah.
Sorry, go ahead. I'm gonna hop up with a little skip in my step, and I'm gonna hold up my arm. My little parrot Murdoch is gonna come and join me as we get ready to go wherever we go.
His name was Murdoch. That's great.
Yes.
Yeah, my sea snake shall be wrapped around my neck.
Like a
Also,
scarf.
I have a long neck.
Cute.
It's like a scarf.
How posh.
Awesome.
It doesn't provide its own heat.
Yeah.
It's all the rage this season, guys.
But yes, as you can continue down, you see that the your quarry or the shipment that you are commandeering is kind of tucked in again another little alcove in there. But there are also systems of tunnels that lead off to the side. You see that there's vegetation kind of growing through the white rock, as well as and these paths seem to have been beaten previously, but they do seem fairly old. But as you continue downward, along these paths, you are finding that, the light is fading very fast. And you are not entirely sure how deep these go. But would you like to continue onward? Would you like to...
I'm gonna turn to General Sturgeon. Are you seeing all right? Are you going to be okay if we continue?
Yes, some of us are a bit indisposed with eyesight.
Don't worry about me, love. I'm perfectly fine.
I am
Just
not.
saying, if I get too close, by the way, you're going to feel my tongue in your ear, just like the Robin Hood snake does to the lion.
So gross.
Master!
Sire.
Oh, it's so gross.
Implicate promises you can't keep, sea snake.
Does it at least like clean out the ear, or is it just pure weirdness?
It's just pure weirdness.
Ugh.
You take 1d4 psychic damage from tongue and ear.
So much chaos in this group.
Wet
I love
willy
it.
damage.
Now, the problem is, I think Jenna would like it a little bit.
Ew.
Oh, hey.
Cass is going to point out. I know many of you are okay with seeing in dark. I am not. So she takes out a torch.
Okay.
Perfect.
Yeah. No, you're.
Is this okay, or should I put it away and I hold on to one of you?
It is fine.
And then she looks at Sea Snake. She's like, "But not you."
It's true. It's so true.
The torch is fine.
All right, very good.
So you see that the tunnel itself is much better lit. The orange light, changes the surface of the color of the rock to, kind of a bright yellow. But you see that, again, that this is fairly old. It doesn't look like anybody's been down this way for a while. We don't know that if that's been months, if that's been years, but there are no tracks leading to or from wherever this tunnel leads.
Are there any markings or anything on the cave that we could see?
Go ahead and make a perception check.
Okay, doke.
Are there multiple paths, or is it just like a straight shot?
It's
right now?
basically just a straight shot. This particular tunnel.
I rolled a 16.
Okay. So you, not really that you can make out. You do see that there are kind of some markings. What languages do you speak?
I speak. Where are my languages? I can. Features and traits. I'm assuming.
Yeah, I believe it might be under.
Are you using the mobile version?
I'm just using the online version.
Desktop.
Oh, it'll be on the proficiency
Oh, I
section,
see-
which
I
is on
see.
the left side.
I speak Abyssal, Common, and Deep Speech.
Oh, okay. It is actually in deep speech.
Haha.
So,
Okay.
but what you can make out again, it's looks like it's kind of been eroded away in some form, but it talks a little bit about caring for plants. Different sorts of ways to care for the soil, and when to water at what sort of time increments.
Okay, I'm gonna roll my eyes and say, Cass, it looks like this place has got you written all over it.
Really?
Como?
Where?
Right here. I'm gonna point to the speech that I can see. You're gonna give yourself whiplash, Sea Snake, if you can. Cass, this is talking all about gardening.
Oh, I like these people.
Shall
Very
we?
good.
Are there any what would have been maybe old plots of actual gardening or anything, or does this come out completely random?
It seems completely random at this point.
What kind of plants are they talking about?
They're not entirely specific.
That's a good
Would
question, Cass.
Yeah.
I'm
Would
not
I be
sure.
Yeah,
to
sorry.
discern what kind of plants they're referring to?
I have one job on this ship.
Do you also speak deep speech or under
Oh,
common?
but
sort
if they
of deal?
read it to me, I
I
might
do.
be able to figure it out. I do have proficiency in nature.
Okay.
I mean, I could read it out loud for
Okay.
her.
Yeah. So, go ahead and make a nature check. As she.
That's way better. I forgive you. That is a 23.
23. So this is actually a plant that you have only heard about. This
Okay.
is a plant that is extremely valuable. You don't necessarily know the name of it, but you know it's very, very rare. And you're not exactly sure why. But this is something that you have heard of, and that it's really hard, and there are certain criteria that need to be met for this particular plant to grow and to thrive.
Oh, well, this is a very rare plant. Sort of specifications for the care and looking over it. What we have here is a treasure. Tesoro.
I mean, the
Care for it.
instructions for something don't help as much as having the actual thing. I mean, to be honest, it's a little useless.
But if there is preserved, we must protect it.
Yes.
Vamos! And she's gonna keep going.
She like pushes her way through. Excuse me.
I got a plant to find.
Yes.
I hope the rest of the treasure is more shiny than this, but that's just me. And I'm gonna levitate and go down the cave levitating.
Just because.
Just one does.
Yeah.
It's cause I can. I can do it whenever I want.
Is it like, you're like, walking like you're just literally walking on air, or are you just like ragdolling?
It's straight up levitate. So I'm just gonna have my hands like just limp, and my legs limp, and I'm just gonna kind of glide down the cave.
So yeah, you are able to do so. So as you're proceeding forward, you actually come to a door. The door itself is about 10 feet tall. It's about 10 feet wide as well. It comes to a bit of an arch at the top. And it has kind of similar sort of engravings. It's not necessarily text, but it's more decorative. But yeah, there is a door.
I would like to pull up my hand axe and rapier just in case.
Okay. You may do so. Are you readying an attack?
I wouldn't say readying an attack, readying a reaction.
Okay.
If something, like if something comes shooting out at me like a dart, or, like the door swings a bit too far,
Okay.
or, just a reaction.
Yeah. Wait.
I'm gonna step towards the door, and I'm gonna hold up my hand to just a moment. And then I'm gonna walk up to the door, and I'm gonna use my ghostly gaze.
Oh, okay.
Which, as an action, you gain the ability to see through solid objects to a range of 30 feet.
Dang,
And
that's
it lasts
cool.
for 1 minute or until my concentration ends, and I would perceive any object as ghostly, transparent images.
Okay. What are you looking for?
I just kind of want to see what I see on the other side
Okay.
before,
Proceeding.
we get all stabby.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah. So as you kind of mutter a little bit in under your breath, as you call out to your patron, you.
Sounds a little bit like I'm like mocking Krill here.
Are you there, Camilla? It's me, Marceline.
Lulu, can you
Hey,
hear
boo.
me?
Yeah.
Hey, I need a favor.
But yeah, so as you just kind of open your eyes and you see kind of that arcane energy pierce through the door, it's just more tunnel on the other side. You do see that there are maybe some slight sort of mechanisms and maybe some containers within the wall, around the frame. But if you'd like to look a little bit further at that, you are welcome to do so.
I'm really fighting the urge to just step back and let Krill open it. Instead, I'm gonna be a team player. No, good on me. It's definitely trapped. But I kind of want to see if I can observe more about these specific mechanizations.
Okay, go ahead and make a perception check. I'm going to grant you advantage because you can actually see the mechanism itself.
Okay, let me figure out what my modifier is for that. Oh, that's great.
I can't tell if that was sarcastic.
You
It's
beat
a
me by.
-1, so that'd be a 14.
So yes, that is sarcastic.
Oh yeah.
So you do see that it is trapped. Yeah, but you can't really, you don't really know how it's trapped. It doesn't look like the door is locked. But you see that the trap is triggered by opening the door.
Can I see like where specifically it attaches to the door?
Yeah, so you see that there is a wire that actually comes down through the door frame, and it actually attaches to the knob mechanism. And then there are kind of spouts along the top of the frame. They're very, very small, but it looks like it would be almost an injection of some sort to anyone on the other side of the door that was to trigger the trap.
Okay. Well, traps are not my specialty, but I'm going to kind of like describe it to the best of my ability to see if anybody else here is going to be better equipped, because, you know, we don't need a rogue.
Not when you've got 3 warlocks.
Yeah. But I'm gonna kind of like, you know, it's got some spouts, it's got a container here, it attaches here, there's a wire. I don't have the brain to figure out what it all does. I can just look at it and tell you what it looks like.
I'm gonna regret this, but I would like to use my Dark One's own luck to attempt to pick the door.
Okay, are you in possession of thieves' tools?
Oh,
Because the door is not locked.
I don't have thieves' tools
Okay.
because that's the other character.
Okay.
Never mind.
No worries. Because again, the door isn't locked. Thieves' tools are generally like with, it's got like a crowbar and
Oh, it's
like
not locked.
Yeah, it's not locked.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like lock picks and different things like that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna cast Dimensional Door.
Ooh. Okay.
And so,
As
Dimension Door, excuse me.
You can
And so
take
I-
one other creature of your same size through with you, I believe, is how that works.
I'm gonna look around. Does anyone want to try to open this door, or is it just me? Any takers?
Considering it is the only way through, I mean, we're trying to figure out how to open the door.
Yes. The question is, does anyone think they can open it better than I can?
I can open it from a distance, assuming it's not a very heavy door. I mean, I don't know.
I would just destroy the door and then set off the trap.
Really quick.
So, I can't do that.
Go ahead, Ron.
I mean, it would open the door. It's a matter of closing it might be a problem.
Yes, that
What
is
am I-
my...
I'm sorry. I just thought of a super simple solution. I didn't mean to interrupt you. Can I, because I haven't gone through the door,
Correct.
can I go back and kind of retcon that, because I have a much simpler solution I just thought of. If not, that's fine. I totally get it.
Okay. Yeah, sorry, because I was assuming that you were going to bring someone with you, so I thought you were deciding who you were going to take. So yeah, if you're kind of like, yeah. We'll totally go with that.
I'm going to instead cast Mage Hand, which is a cantrip, and I'm going to have everyone step back. I'm like, come here. My Mage Hand will take care of this. And my Mage Hand is going to open the door while we're at a safe distance. What range is it? The Mage Hand is a range of 30 feet, so I'm going to walk back 30 feet and invite everyone else to do the same.
Okay.
While he
sorry, go
does
ahead.
that, while he does that, I also want to cast Mage Hand, and I just want to pull the ponytail out of his hair. Just give it back to him.
Okay.
I'm gonna say, I found this in your hair.
Go ahead, and so before we get to the door, go ahead and roll for. Are you just like blatantly doing it, or are you trying to be sneaky?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
I want to be a little sneaky.
Okay.
I wanted to catch him off guard and maybe ruin his first like Mage Hand attempt.
Go ahead and roll for sleight of hand.
Good thing's a cantrip.
Oh, that's really bad. I think I have a decent modifier on that one though. No, I don't. That's an 11.
Okay. General, go ahead and make a perception check.
Perception.
I am behind him as well, like so he'll hear me say the spell, but I don't know that he would see it. That's up to your ruling.
So that was a natural 20 with a total of 22.
Okay. So you do feel she is not gentle. Whilst pulling your hair. In every sense of that. But yeah, you feel that she kind of as she kind of pulls the hair tie out.
Oh, sorry, just a couple of hairs with it.
Yes.
Was that incredibly necessary?
I mean, yes.
Is your hair being in a ponytail necessary?
I mean, really,
Touche.
your neck looks cold.
I'm just gonna laugh and plot deviousness later on and open the door from
Okay.
a distance.
What is your character's dominant hand?
Uh,
Oh no.
you know, he's crazy, so I'm gonna
Okay.
go left.
Okay.
What?
As a daughter of a
Not
left-handed
as a
mother,
diss
I
to
take offense to
Any
this.
of
Left-handed
the left-handed
too.
people out there, yeah.
No, I'm left-handed.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
why
yeah.
I can say that.
Same
okay.
people are right-handed.
So you reach left-handed for the door. There's only one knob, and it's actually on the right side. But which direction do you turn the knob?
Oh my
Down,
goodness.
like a normal door would.
No, sorry, it's a knob. So you turn it
Oh,
left or
knob.
right.
Well, let's see. So I'm left-handed, so I'm gonna turn it counterclockwise.
Okay.
So yeah, left.
You open the door, and nothing happens.
What?
You're able
Thank
to
you,
pull the
General.
door open, and
What?
I'm going to gesture with not only my two hands, but also the third hand that's 30 feet away. I'm going to say, ladies first.
You could go ahead.
And I'll say, Marceline, I thought you said there was some trap waiting for us.
I will admit I'm rather disappointed. I'm just gonna go.
Kenneth is like legitimately looking at General, like waiting for him to go.
I'm gonna like high five his hand, the mage hand as I go by.
All right, I'm going next then.
All right. And you're able to pass through the door without any issues. You actually saw that as the door was being opened, that had the door been turned clockwise, that would have pulled the wire enough to trigger the trap.
Nice.
You're left-handed.
Dang. That's
So-
like a anti-everyone door. I like it.
Left-handedness
yeah.
saves the day. You're welcome.
Awesome. So as you proceed, you go for about another 30 minutes with just winding and going down, and you realize that the temperature has dropped significantly down here. At this point, I would like everyone to make perception checks.
Oh, I'm gonna go right. It's an 8.
23.
Nice.
18.
18.
26.
Oof.
Nice, everyone. And so, as you are all kind of proceeding down the tunnel, Marceline doesn't actually catch that there's a just drop off. As the rest of you, she kind of bumps into the rest of you as you all stick your arms out, and there is just a very large crevice. It's actually about 50 feet across.
How many feet across?
It's about 50 feet across.
Okay.
And you can tell that it's about 200 feet deep.
How tall is the ceiling?
So the ceiling, as you kind of peek out, the ceiling probably goes up about another 50 feet. It's as if there was a system of tunnels, and then there might have been an earthquake or something, and then it actually split the tunnel.
Okay.
So who did I bump into? Because whoever it is, I don't care who it is, I'm just gonna be like, oh, good save, and smack them really hard on the back. Not like I'm trying to push them in, but just on the
On the
dangerous
bus,
edge.
Good job. Oh.
So who would have been going first? I'm assuming that Kess might have been near the
Honestly,
front.
Marceline was leading. She
She
went through
was
that door
leading.
first.
Oh,
Yeah.
All right. In that case,
I'm right behind her.
Go ahead and have you- yeah.
Before she
so,
falls in.
Krill, go ahead and make a strength saving throw after we're put a pin in that. Marceline, go ahead and make a dexterity saving throw.
I'm so glad I took my resilient feature. Oh, that's really good. That's a 5 plus 7 for a 12.
You're okay. You're
Wow.
good.
Okay.
So as you step and there is nothing there, you're actually able to reach out and just grab onto a sea snake's kind of tauberk. Just kind of grab on it as you're able to stabilize yourself. Oh.
That was close.
Yes, and only your familiar would have been fine.
So
I mean, at least Murdoch's gonna be fine,
that's all that really
I
matters.
didn't fall in, that's what matters.
So I'm gonna cast my. It's an at-will spell. I think it's not a cantrip.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just an at-will spell.
The levitate deal.
Of levitate again, and I'm just gonna keep walking, I guess, off the cliff, and I'm
Okay.
just gonna kind of keep going to the other side. It's got a range of 60 feet,
Okay.
so
This is gonna look at the others and make a debate.
How wide is this gap again?
It's 50 feet.
50 feet across.
Ah,
Well,
I have no way to get across this by myself.
mm.
All right. I'm gonna use a wild shape, and
Okay.
I'm gonna turn into. I think I can turn into something big.
It's like a CR, like 1 or 2, at level 10.
but she's Circle of the Moon, so she would have CR3.
Ooh. Okay.
I didn't want to.
Shows you how often I've played level 10 characters.
All right. I'm gonna turn into a giant eagle, and I'm just gonna not say anything. I'm just gonna grab Runaway, and then
Oh, thank goodness.
picked up in my talons, and you just keep
Yeah.
going.
Wait, I'll say wait, no. Wait,
I'm just like,
it's like, oh no. Darn you.
She's just flying you guys over.
Okay.
She doesn't need it, but you guys need it.
I mean, I could have gotten, this is fine.
You save your spell slots.
True.
So your giant eagle form is actually very reminiscent of your Aarakocra form.
Yeah.
Your legs might be a little shorter and your wings are much wider. But are any of you fighting this? Because, you guys were both kind of freaked out.
This isn't the first time she's changed shape in front of you
Oh.
guys.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, but
Yes.
keep in mind my ancestor. Ancestors don't like big eagles.
Nom.
There is some fear there. Will I fight it? No, because there's not much I can do.
just
Dude, I'm gonna grab onto the leg and go over in style.
But she grabs Runaway first, because
okay.
Reasons.
she thinks so. She doesn't trust Krill with him. Poor little cat. She knows Marceline's gonna punch him if he does anything.
Okay.
So she's gonna grab Runaway. Are you fighting her on this, Runaway?
Oh, he's just gonna hold on real tight.
Well, she's
To
a
one of the-
giant eagle, so she has you
Oh,
in her
you're
talons.
you got me like this.
Lord of the
Okay.
Rings.
I'll be like a screaming burrito. That's what because I'm like
I believe that's
all
my-
rolled up.
You're not in pain or anything.
Okay,
You're not
thank
getting
you.
dug in by her talons.
Thank
So she's gonna pick him up and fly him over, and he'll probably get there. Because her
It's-
flying
it's
speed is
super
a
fast.
lot.
It's like, yeah.
fast.
It's, I
She's
think, I
got
want
an
to say
80-foot flying
yeah, I was like,
speed,
it's at least
So you're just
60.
you're over there before General gets there.
I blinked and then
It's over.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Okay,
So she drops him off, and then she goes and flies back, and grabs Marceline. She's saving you for last, Krill. And she grabs Marceline, and then she takes her over. So in the process, I don't know if Krill's gonna fight her on it, but she's just gonna land and look him dead in the eyes.
What is there, a stare
And then
off?
her head's gonna cock to the side, and then other side.
I'm
She's
gonna lean
grab
over.
him.
I'm gonna lean over to Marceline. I'm gonna say, I think they're going to kiss.
Come on, guys. We don't have all day.
It's
She's
not
gonna
the
grab
case.
him if he's not gonna fight her. She'll grab him.
Sea Snake, are you going to go willingly? Oh, you're on
You're
mute.
muted.
You're
Muted,
muted.
buddy.
I put my hands out to grab
Okay.
for her
She
to
just
grab me. So
scoops you up and takes you over. Maybe dips down a little bit just for fun, and then goes back up.
Oh, that's funny.
Knocks his head on the ledge. She comes back.
A little fun, and then drops him off.
Yeah. So yeah, as you're very easily able to just scoop everyone up, and it's really just one flap of your wings, and you kind of glide across. I mean, you do have to tuck in a little as you come to land, which is a little unsettling for your passengers. Just because you have to land rather hard because the opening is as big as the tunnel, which again was only about 15 by 15. But yes, you are all now safely across the gap.
And then she's gonna
sorry.
turn back into herself.
Okay.
I'm gonna look at Kess and say, your way was much more fun than mine. I'm jealous.
Really, if you've never experienced being carried like a bride, can recommend it.
Mm.
I mean, I don't know how much
Never
talons
again.
actually translate to real
Never.
arms, but
ever again.
And she looks
Oh,
at you,
come
and she's just
on.
kind of. She smiles if it's possible for an Aarakocra to smile, and then she goes.
Does she just?
And then she
open
just
up-
keeps going. She doesn't
Awesome.
say anything. She just smiles,
Awesome.
nods, and keeps going. She's
leaning close to him,
I like
there will
that.
definitely be a
I
second
love
time.
how
Yeah.
they're just messing with each other.
Lovely talk we had there, Kess.
And she turns and looks over your head. Why use more words when few words good?
Awesome.
Gonna continue on.
Okay. So as you continue on, again, you're continuing. The tunnel itself has leveled out, and you're kind of seeing it twist and turn, and you see that there are kind of some other smaller tunnels that have actually joined up with this one. Now the other tunnel is about 30 feet by 30 feet, and as you continue on, again, you see kind of just roots that have kind of made their way down. Now you assume from the vegetation from above, and because the roots are this deep, you assume that these are from. You're probably underneath some sort of a forest. And as you continue on, you actually come across a grove or a garden of sorts. And it's unlike anything that you've ever seen, particularly for you, Kess, where you are accustomed to every shade of green in any sort of a garden or kind of collection of plants. You see that there are yellows and purples, and there are also clear kind of flowers and fruits. It's a bit of a feat of botanical brilliance, so to speak, as you see that each of these plants, while they are vegetative in state or in being, their fruit and their flowers are actually crystalline. And it seems that each of these plants are producing jewels.
Linda.
I know I wanted riches, but I'm nervous to take something in this setting.
I'm gonna pull out my otherworldly hand again, and I'm gonna grab a jewel from about 30 feet away,
Okay.
just to see what happens.
Okay. So as you reach out, you actually act with your physical hand to reach out with your mage hand, and as it kind of stretches out and plucks a very plump ruby from off of one of the trees, nothing happens. You see that the tree shakes slightly, and it comes back. At this point, I'd also like everyone to make perception checks.
Oh no.
Stealth, right?
Perception checks.
60.
Flip.
I thought you were like,
The opposite.
Yeah.
Got it.
That'll be a 16.
Oh.
I know, I rolled
Good
well
on
for
ya,
once.
yeah.
It's gonna be my only good roll all game.
22.
So I know where my luck went because I rolled a 6.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
17.
Right away.
Oh, 16.
Okay. You got a 2?
22.
Okay, I was like, wait. Yeah, so as you're kind of looking around, this chamber is circular. It's about 100 feet in diameter, and you see that this is very, very. The caretakers are very particular about each of the plants. It's almost as if each of these is like a giant bonsai, to where each leaf has a place, and each fruit has, you can imagine each fruit or flower has a name, with how concise and particular and almost compulsive, or almost OCD in the sense that how well these plants are taken care of. You also see that there is a bit of a side chamber.
Does it look like this has been tended to recently?
With your perception roll, I'm going to say yes, within the last few weeks.
We're coming home.
I'm assuming I didn't really see much of that. I'm just too busy admiring this ruby that I now have in the
Yeah,
possession
again,
of my
it's
mage
a
hand.
plump ruby. It's about the size of an apricot.
This could be
You
very
said there's
good.
a side room.
Correct.
I'm going to start making my way over there. I want to see what I can see.
Okay. Yeah. So
I don't want to enter it. I'm gonna kind of, and I don't want to step on anything. The fact that this is very meticulously placed, and whatever I overheard of General Sturgeon reading the very intricate care instructions, I'm concerned that we are not alone here, and that somebody might not be happy if I ruined all their nice work.
Mhm.
So I want to avoid ruining anything. I don't want to trample through the plants. But I do
Frickin'
I
plants,
want
Yeah.
to see what I can see in that
Fee,
side
fi,
room.
fo, fum.
S in the background.
Yeah.
I have not contemplated murder until this day.
Oh no, she's contemplated murder before.
I know.
Multiple times.
Yeah. So what? So as you kind of traipse around the side, or kind of sidle along the side wall, being very careful not to leave any sort of footprints in the very particularly cared for soil. You come around to the entrance of this kind of side chamber, and you see that it's very dim light. It's incredibly difficult to even see. I mean, even with dark vision. But what languages do you speak?
Common and infernal.
Okay.
Basically.
You do see that there. You see that there is kind of writing on the side of the wall, but you can't make out what it says.
At least letters that I recognize. Because if they are, I'm totally gonna start pronouncing them like a little kid, reading through their first book. Maybe summon a demon or something.
Do you have Eyes of the Runekeeper as one of your?
I don't think I do.
Okay. Go ahead and just make a general intelligence check.
That's a 9.
Awesome. So it's not any language that you recognize.
General Sturgeon.
Is this telepathically or is this?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm just
Spicy.
gonna reach out. Well, are you within I think it's 30 feet or whatever it is. Let's
I
just-
mean, I'm assuming the room isn't that big. Is it? How big is it? Needs to be,
I only ventured to get a look at the room. I didn't enter the room.
The room itself is actually ovular, or it's kind of an ellipse in shape. or an ellipse in shape, where it's about you can tell your dark vision doesn't quite reach the end of the room.
Okay.
You ascertain it's maybe about 70 to 80 feet long. But yeah, General Sturgeon. Sorry, what did you ask, Marceline?
Are we in range for telepathy?
If not, I'll just go to the 30 feet or whatever, just retrace my steps.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry. What would you like to say? Or sorry.
I'm gonna look at him and like that scene in the movies that don't take themselves too seriously, where
Yeah.
it's like the zoom in on the eyes, maybe a little bit of sweat rolls down. It's all very intense.
It's like the anime where both of your eyes show up. You're like, yeah.
I'm just gonna like do like a knock knock. General Sturgeon.
Yes.
I should probably think about what I'm gonna say before I say something.
Sometimes I start sentences and I don't even know where
All
I'm
of
gonna
this
go
is
with it.
coming through the ley line.
That's usually wise. I don't usually use that advice personally, but that's what wise people do. So.
All right, listen. There's some words over here.
Hmm.
You read the ones from back there, so I'm wondering if you can read these ones. And can I like do like basic imagery? Like would I be able to communicate like what I
like take a
saw, like
snapshot
basically?
and
Like a really bad snapshot, because it's like, you know, in the distance, and you know, like it's probably like really grainy.
I'm gonna say
Mental
probably
crayon
not. Yeah,
picture.
yeah. I'm gonna say no. In this
Okay.
instance, generally just because it's telepathically speaking.
Right, I'm literally
whereas-
gonna describe the letters then, like if you were like drawing them out, like, you know, there's a curve and then a line that goes at this angle.
As you're doing that, I'm gonna levitate towards you, so that by the time you're done explaining, I'm just gonna be right next to you, studying, not even paying attention to what you're saying anymore, or indicating. I'm just gonna be looking
Just like
at
close
the.
that door.
Siblings.
Yeah, honestly, I'm just gonna kind of close it like mid-sentence as I levitate towards you, and I'm gonna just look at it. And do I recognize it?
You do. It is also deep speech or undercommon.
Okay,
Uh-huh.
so I'm going to go ahead and read it. Do I have to make any kind of checks
You
for
do
that?
not. I was like, actually, the sign is trapped. Anybody who reads, no, just kidding. But that'd actually be a really cool trap. I'm gonna remember that for later. But yeah, the writing itself reads, "Enter with extreme caution."
I guess my specialty.
I'm going to probably interrupt whatever Marceline's saying, because I don't know if she's
Just
seen me or
babbling
not
at this point.
at this point. I'm just gonna kind of open up with, and I'm just gonna say, this says, proceed with extreme caution. That means the good stuff's back there. So, do we tell the others?
I mean, it wouldn't hurt to have a look first.
Look around.
Oh.
And I'm gonna send my it's got the ruby. I don't want to. I'm going to have the mage hand bring me the ruby, and I'm going to have it put it. I'm gonna have the mage hand put it in my adventurers pack. I don't want to touch it yet.
Mhm.
I'm gonna have it put it in my adventurers pack, and then I'm gonna send my mage hand 30 feet down this room and see what happens.
Okay. As your mage hand enters the room, and you can't really see through it, you can really only like feel through it. But the room is seemingly empty. Out to those 30 feet. You don't really see or feel anything.
In this room, like we see a wall there, like that's the end of the room,
Like,
or it's
your,
just
your
past
dark
where
vision doesn't extend to the end of the room.
Okay.
Yeah, unless any of you have Devil's Sight, then you would have up to 120 feet.
Well, we do. I do. I have what's called. I have Devil's Sight, so
Okay.
I can see normally in darkness, both magical and non-magical.
Okay.
120 feet.
So you would actually see at the end of the room, or at the far wall of the room, there are chains extending from either side wall down to a slender figure who doesn't look to be any older than maybe 30.
blissfully unaware of this.
I'm just gonna say to Marceline, I don't see anything strange here. Let's go ahead and proceed.
Mm.
All right, I'm going. I'm still under the impression this man cannot see in the dark,
Yeah.
so.
After you.
All right, at this point, Runaway, Kess, and Sea Snake, what are you doing?
Cass is just enjoying the nature, man. She's just like sitting down, looking at, and she's just so happy. This is so cool, you know?
So I walk up to Cass and ask her, you know, I've never seen anything like this before, but you in particular find this quite spectacular for some reason. Why?
She looks at him. I have never seen this sort of thing before either. Isn't it beautiful?
What are you, a druid?
She looks at him.
What are you, classist?
Cat cuts to the side.
Huh?
I'm sorry, but how long have you been on the ship?
I don't keep track. I don't keep track.
You obviously don't keep track of the people on it either.
No.
Very clearly am a druid. Say,
What? I've never met a druid before. Wait, can you talk to plants?
I am very concerned for you, my friend.
No, it's a serious question.
If I hear this, I'm gonna start laughing my head off.
Oh my gosh.
She's just like, what?
Legit question.
Oh, that's
I do not have the spell prepared today. Say I can speak with plants.
Okay. How about criminality doing? What? Just
That's you,
what are you
innocent
doing?
boy. Oh man, this is golden.
Oh, just go.
She's gonna pat you on the shoulder. She goes, "You should look around a little bit more. You'll see things you've never seen before, like a druid." Or, and she looks at Krill. Whatever he is.
I go from like laughing to just
And then she's going
That's
to
really
very
good.
pointedly say, "I'm hungry."
Mm.
No, she's 5'5". Okay? No, 5'5". She's like 5 foot or 5'1". She's really short, so much shorter than you.
I'm 8'2" and I'm still scared of it.
Wow.
So I'm just gonna. How tall are you, Runaway?
5'8". I'm normal.
Well, I'm
Ish.
gonna go stand behind you and just like, here's your meal. Like, here you go.
And then she like reaches into her pack and like grabs a ration and starts eating it.
Can I offer you a nice familiar in these trying times?
No, I love him. He's my friend.
He'll come back.
So I'm talking with the druid and I'm saying, okay, so if you can't talk, if you're unable to communicate with such beautiful flowers as this, are you able to detect if there has been any kind of busyness lately?
Oh,
Amongst them.
say, they're within the last few weeks. Say.
Oh, weeks. All right.
But someone is caring for this forest.
Interesting. And then I continue appreciating, breathing in the flowers that I don't ever get to see that often.
The smell of the flowers is actually unlike anything you've ever experienced before. You would expect a rose, to have a sort of floral scent. This is more of a mineral or more of a metallic sort of a scent that comes from each of these sort of crystalline plants. Each of them is very sweet, but it's almost it's a strange, almost intoxicating sort of a smell, where it's like of copper or of rust, or of salt even. But again, there's an interesting kind of sweet aroma that's been laced into these flowers.
I take it that no one of us have attempted to actually go and like feel one. That's what I want to do.
Well, I mean, General Sturgeon, did pluck a ruby from one of them.
I don't think I noticed that,
Oh.
or any of us noticed that.
What? You didn't notice the druid, but you really didn't notice that?
Come on,
You
the
are
general. He just
below
the general
Are
just
you a
did this
warlock?
like Iron Man. Like,
Like-
whoop.
Blast magic out of your hand. Like, how do you do that?
That's fair.
It's
No, that's
okay. No. All right, now. But like, if she sees you reaching for it, if Kess sees you reaching for it, she'll be like, no. You do not know what the results will be.
But I have already done it though, so
But you haven't touched the actual plan.
Took the
ah,
ruby.
that's true. That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, he took treasure. I just want to feel the vegetation.
Yeah.
You're not
Because
here, General Sturgeon.
if the smell gives off of something metallic, I'm like, these aren't usual flowers, so I want to feel
Yeah.
its texture.
She's
Again,
gonna-
the flowers
Cass is
look
gonna
like
try
they're
to
made
stop
of
you,
some sort of
though.
crystal.
Okay, Cass.
She's gonna be like, no, plants are beautiful, but they are also very dangerous. There are plants that can kill, not only with their ability to move, but from even a touch. Show caution.
All right, I put my hands in my pocket and just walk away.
Okay. Anything else that you guys would like to do?
She's gonna look around and notice that Marceline and General are gone.
Okay.
Finally. Wait, where did Marceline and the Heronel go? She's gonna start making a caw sound that Marceline would recognize.
As you hear from the other room.
Oh, that's good.
Like Marco Polo, but
Yeah.
like with cawing.
So at this point, I'm gonna like turn. Murdoch, go over there. Murdoch's gonna like fly to like the far corner of this room or however far he can fly. Bear in mind, Murdoch doesn't have dark vision. He's just like a gray-skinned hawk. So, you know, it's fun. But he's going that way. And then he's gonna I'm gonna like talk through him with my invocation. I'm gonna like make the caw sound back.
Awesome. So,
I'm here. Don't worry. I had to take a bathroom break. Don't come over here. It's gross.
You took a bathroom break with a man?
I'm sure that.
What?
No, I didn't say anything about General Sturgeon being there. Excuse you. Get
Oh,
your mind
then
out of the gutter.
Where is he then?
it's a fairly
As for
small
me
ship.
now,
Next to her.
that is a very personal question.
And she's just gonna look at the others like, she's pooping.
Exactly what I wanted.
It is fine. It's perfect.
Awesome.
Perfectly human.
So, coming back to Marceline and General, would you like to proceed further into the room?
Yes.
I'm going to the way that I'm going to do it is I'm going to basically, do the ladies first thing, and I'm going to be walking behind Marceline as we continue venturing on.
Okay. So as you approach, you realize that this individual is not only chained with their arms kind of lashed to the sides of the wall, or to each of the walls, but their feet are also lashed, and their mouth is covered. Like basically, the only part of their face that you can see is her eyes, and they are some of the most beautiful, deep green eyes you have ever seen. You see that her hair is fairly long, actually. It seems as if she's been chained up here for a long time. And as she just kind of looks up at each of you, you can see that there is genuine fear in her eyes. And that's where we're going to go ahead and take a break.
Okay.
So, thank you everybody for sticking around. We're going to go ahead and let the players go for a minute, or 10, to go ahead and grab some snacks, use the bathroom and everything. And so I'm going to go ahead and let them go for a second. So, players, you are off. Let's see if I remember how to do this, because Duke showed me how to say thanks to everyone. So we wanted to go ahead and say, I don't know what any of these means. But yeah, we wanted to go ahead and thank Shipping Captain for 1,000 bits, as well as 1,200 bits as of, a few minutes ago. We wanted to thank Beneville for the tier 1 sub, Lil Jake 8 for the 8 bits, Beneville again for the 10. I think those are gift subs. I don't know. I'm really new at this. Dark Archon 1 for the 5 months tier 1 subscription, regular roles for the tier 1 subscription, CTR Dragon, who subscribed with Twitch Prime, I think it was 5 days ago, and I think that's what we've got for right now. So don't go anywhere. We're just getting started, but we love you all, and we'll be right back after the break. I'm going to remember to unmute myself, and welcome back, everyone. Thank you for sticking around. Duke actually reminded me that coming up in September, so next Tuesday, we are going to be working toward partnership. So that means we're going to be doing some extra streams. We're going to be working towards to have 75 average viewers per stream. So we really love and appreciate all of your support and sticking around here with us. So we again are working really hard toward partnership next month. So if you can make that happen, again, we're going to be able to provide a lot more high quality material and continue doing what we love. So thank you all so much for your support, and let's go ahead and let's bring everybody back. So, all right, here we go. Oh, wait. So, this is where we were. Thank you.
You have a beautiful voice.
I know. It's almost like I got a degree in it or something.
Weird.
Honey? People do that?
But where we left off, our party had been, as part of the crew on the Jabberwocky, the ship that they had come in on, they were not necessarily commissioned, but they were procuring and liberating some sort of contraband from the Rumrunner Reef. They had proceeded in towards a system of tunnels, had bypassed some kind of roadblocks through these tunnels, and had come across a very beautiful crystalline garden. Our tiefling and our human warlocks, they had proceeded into a bit of a side room and had found a prisoner. Whether she was there obviously she was there against her own will, but whether she was there imprisoned as a danger or as a captive, or as a sort of leverage, so to speak, we have yet to find out. But we left off with this particular individual making eye contact with each of you and seeming to be terrified of the pair of you.
I'm going to communicate with her telepathically, and I'm going to say, do you speak?
Go ahead and make a persuasion check.
Okay. Persuasion. I got an 11.
Okay.
Not rolling very well.
As she kind of locks eyes with you, she nods. But again, her mouth is covered. Her mouth and nose are covered.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to telepathically say, I don't know. Hold on. Before I do that, I don't know if they can telepathically communicate back. Let me see. You can telepathically speak to... No. Okay, so I can only speak. So then I'll say, are you here for good reason?
She'll kind of cock an eyebrow at you, like,
Are you here because you put others' safety in danger?
she's gonna take a long time to respond. She just kind of narrows her eyes at you. Not necessarily in a menacing way, but also not entirely in a quizzical way. Or inquisitive way.
I'm gonna smile, very charming smile.
Changes the whole outlook.
Well, it's more to show that I'm not here to judge. I'm asking purely out of curiosity.
Meanwhile, I'm doing that knock on General Sturgeon's consciousness thing. What are you asking her? What are you saying? I can tell you're talking to her. I know how this works.
I'm gonna ignore her.
Awesome.
Lex, you're killing me.
I'm going to then say there is me and 4 others here. If I release you, will you harm any one of us?
Make an insight check.
$16.
You can tell that she's smiling at this point, but more as kind of a joke, where she smiles and it's like, you get the vibe that not at first, at least.
I like you. I'm going to consult with this lovely person right here. I'm going to turn to Marceline. I'm going to say, so we have an interesting predicament here. There's this person chained up, and I believe she could be the danger that it was advertised on the door. I have a feeling, I hope, that if we let her go, she will feel less inclined to hurt us, but more inclined to go after whoever locked her up, which, in my humble opinion, would be quite fun to watch. What are your thoughts on the matter?
Well, right now my thoughts are, first of all, I'm mad that you ignored me. Second of all,
Nah.
mad. Second of all, I want to kind of look at her before I respond with that. Does, like, if I were to look at her, does she look like she's happy to be there? Like, I don't know, some of the exchange between her and General Sturgeon was a little weird. And I want to say, like, if I were to look at where her
sexual
wrists...
tension there, but yeah.
Just a little bit. I want to look at, like, her wrists and stuff. Like, does it look like she's strained against these bonds? Does she look generally, like, in good health?
Make a medicine check.
No, it's a lot of questions. So sorry about that. Oh, wow. Another one that I'm really good at.
She says without a trace of sarcasm.
I'm glad someone's
15.
good at it.
15.
15.
Yeah. Oh no,
I'm not-
I'm very bad. That was very sarcastic. I'm just really good. You can't tell at this point.
My
I'm
Um,
so good at sarcasm, you can't even tell it's sarcasm. It's reverse sarcasm. It's just lying at this point.
So you can see that her sleeves have kind of dripped down, or have it kind of she's been bound for what you can tell is a long time. You can see that the shackles that bind her hands actually capture the entirety of her fist. They actually come down to her wrist, and so it's as if it was a cap on each of her hands. The chains that bind her ankles are very short. She's currently barefooted. You can see that it's not that she's been straining particularly against him, but iron against skin hurts, and you can see that the skin has been rubbed raw.
Okay. I'm going to respond then to General Sturgeon. At the moment, she does seem restrained, and if she is the danger, I don't see the point in gambling on letting her out until things turn a little more south.
That's no fun. Where's your sense of gambling and excitement and adventure?
I didn't say I wouldn't be for it. I'm just saying I don't see why we should.
Why not? Let's see what happens if we release her mouth.
Okay.
Does it look like her headpiece can come off easy?
Make an investigation check.
Oh, gosh.
You can
Wow.
both make an investigation check, or one of you can make it with advantage.
I have a decent bonus on it. But
Okay, I will not do it then. You do it with advantage.
Bear in mind, it was a so-so kind of decent, not a decent.
Mine's just a +2, so.
Okay, then mine's better. Alright, so it's a 21.
All right, so for 21, you do see that there is actually a buckle on the back. It seems as if this could come off fairly easily, and that. Yeah, it's mainly just to keep her from speaking.
Alright, well, I'm gonna kind of do a half nod, half shrug thing to General Sturgeon, and then I'm gonna use my mage hand to take it off of her.
As you're doing that, I'm going to telepathically communicate to her and say, now, we are going to release your mouth. Please don't make any incantations. This will make it much more difficult for me to want to free you more. Understand?
Okay, go ahead and Marceline, make a sleight of hand check.
Sneaky are you?
It's a 12.
Okay. The DC is not terribly high, it's just a buckle, but undoing a buckle with one hand.
The whole head comes off.
Yeah.
Fair.
So, yeah, you are able to undo the buckle, and you see that it kind of slides off and falls to the ground.
If I could, I would have set it down gently. I don't want it to
Okay.
make a scuffle. I'm still supposed to be having a private moment.
Okay.
Let's not draw attention to this corner.
That is one solid poop.
You just hear caw, caw, caw. You done yet?
Yeah.
Listen, I haven't had a lot of fiber.
Too much iron, though.
You remember those 3 steaks we had the other day? Yeah, so you are able to...
You told me it would bite me in the ass, and it is!
So as you unbuckle the, you're trying to be gentle, but again, you're just, working with one hand here. And so it does take you a second, but you are able to unbuckle it. And you see that her hair then just falls, very, very loosely. And you see that this is a very beautiful half-elf. She, again, doesn't have terribly high cheekbones, but, so you see that she has fairly pale skin. whether that's just from being confined in the dark, or if that's just like me being just pasty all the time. You're not terribly sure. But she's. Thank you.
You are so welcome. Now, can you please answer me this? What are you in here for?
Let's just say I did wrong by the wrong people.
Cryptic. Interesting.
Sounds good to me.
And this is out loud, by the way. This is out loud.
It's totally
At this point, you three would hear voices coming from the other room.
Did you find a public bathroom here?
Did you? Did she make a friend? What's going on?
Perhaps she found the gardener. Let's go.
Yes.
We're gonna head toward
Okay.
where we hear the speaking.
Yeah, as you approach, you see that she kind of gets a little bit more defensive. She says, you did say there were only 5 of you, yes?
Yes, this is it. I'm assuming I hear them coming in, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if they're joining us back, Murdoch's gonna come back as well. He's done hiding in the corner doing nothing.
Flying against the wall.
He was doing the best he could.
It's the standard bird fly into the window thing. except
Yeah.
break the
I've
wall.
actually seen a falcon do that. It was really sad. Story for another day. But as the 3 of you enter, you also see this very beautiful half-elven woman, again, chained to the wall and to the floor. So,
She just looks at Marceline. Guinness. Like, who is that?
I'm gonna I'm just gonna I don't know, but telepathically I am gonna tell you. I don't know, we just found her. She's been, I don't know, she's chill. General searching, is getting a little, I don't know, intimate with her. I don't know. It's really hard to read those two.
I'm gonna ask
This is
her.
This is
sorry,
an
go
ability I've used with you as well, by the way.
Yeah.
So you do know I can do this.
just like
I'm
freaking out.
gonna-
What's going on?
Why is your voice inside my head?
Why does it scare you?
I'm just gonna look at you and nod, look at Sturgeon and be like, does she know he's weird?
I mean, it'll come in time.
Someone for everyone, I guess.
I'm gonna ask her again. I'm gonna continue asking her questions. I'm gonna ask her, how long have you been in this condition?
It's hard to tell in the dark.
Ballpark.
I'd say, if I haven't lost count, 675 days.
Hmm. Interesting.
Yes.
That's quite a lot of days.
My arms are rather sore. Would you mind letting me down?
I will, under the condition that you do not attack me or mine. Do we have a deal?
Inside check.
Go ahead and roll for insight.
Can I vibe check her with
Yeah.
him, give him advantage?
No.
Okay, just do separate vibe checks?
yeah.
Got it. Alright.
So I'm checking if she's going to be truthful to, General's question. And I got a
Okay.
19.
Alright, you can do the vibe check. I was gonna join, but I am not gonna roll higher than a 19.
Yeah, I'm not good at insight.
You can try. I was like, there's no harm in giving it a shot. Yeah.
You might as well. Everyone else is doing it.
Everybody else is doing it, so that makes it okay, right?
Yeah.
Like, if you jumped off a bridge, would you fall? It's like, Mom, I would be the one jumping off the bridge. You didn't raise no follower. Like,
I'm a leader, dang it!
Here we go. I got a 21 on the insight.
Ooh.
I got a 12. Her eyes are very distracting.
That's fair.
I got a 16.
Same.
okay. She's very hard to read. What you can gather is that at this point you assume that she's kind of like a caged animal at this point. Where even the slightest hint of her being in danger and she would lash out.
Okay.
But you
alright,
don't
sorry.
really get a vibe on whether or not she, is lying. As far as you can tell, she's being truthful.
But she never really answered my question.
You haven't exactly given me a reason to attack you.
Oh, okay.
Cass is going to come over and like, who put you here?
That's what I've been dying to find out.
So
I've been here for 2 stinking years.
you just appeared here, or
Well, let's just say I was brought against my will, without any inclination or, as I was taken.
Do the people who have taken you happen to be part of the higher class of society?
I don't know. I'm not able to see them when they come visit, to make sure that I'm fed.
Oh.
Huh?
I tried to say something, but I was muted. Oh, well, I imagine they're rich, and we'll like gesture out to the gem flowers.
Entirely fair.
I hope I'm going to say. Well, I hope you don't mind the boat of pirates.
We're not all that bad.
I find that untrustworthy people are really the only trustworthy people around, because you can trust them.
My
not trust you.
sentiments exactly.
I'm going to turn around to everyone else and say, well, I'm sold. Who wants to help me unleash her?
I'm down for it.
I'll watch.
Just made her argument. I'll do it. I'll help.
If we die, if we
we
die,
die,
we
we
die. Like, hey.
If we die, it's
That's the
entirely our
pirate way,
fate.
man.
Honestly, if we die, at least a few of us know where we're going.
Yeah.
Very true to the pirate queen.
I'm going to levitate and start trying to work on her, one of her hands. That's kind of up there.
Okay.
I think I'm just gonna start hacking at the chains because that's easier to hack at instead of like.
While they're doing that, I'm going to try to feed her some of my water skin.
So
That's
as you,
water.
So I'm going to gently, I'm going to offer it and be like, are you thirsty?
have you got anything stronger than water?
Oh,
No.
Yes, of course we do.
Not
I like
here.
that.
I pull out a little flask. But of course.
Like, careful, your Randall showing.
I know.
I can't
Of
help
course we do.
Rum! I love rum.
Yo ho, and a bottle of rum.
Drink up,
I
me
keep
hearties.
having to remember that because I have another pirate character. I have to like. That's why I chose this voice, is because it's very different.
Yeah.
Fair.
But she drinks deeply from the flask.
Oh.
Anyone trying to work on the chains, go ahead and make an Arcana check.
Oh. Arcana.
Yes.
Oh, it's not an amazing.
Oh, okay.
18.
Okay.
12. Come on,
7.
Burn those dice, girl.
Thank you for trying, Marceline.
I can't. These are like my one-shot questers dice.
Oh, never mind. Give them hugs and love and tell them.
Honestly, I just need to like reunite them with Duke. Like charge these with your energy.
Yeah.
For real.
put them under the full moon.
Yeah. Do a rain
I just
dance
need to
around
whisper
them.
over them. Cthulhu, Cthulhu, Cthulhu.
Yeah, just get the paladin of the with the oath of throwing it back to bless them for you.
Yeah. My oath hurts.
I'm uncomfortable with how he would bless them.
You know.
You give your shot.
know.
Yeah.
It's like ping pong, you know?
He would juggle all of them at the same
Just get
time.
2 of them and it just
with
goes
his
back and forth.
Okay, we have to focus.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
This is why we play Dungeons and Dragons, folks. Yeah, as you are working on the chains, you realize that these chains they are magical. You do ascertain that they could be broken, but it would take a lot more force than if you were using non-magical means.
You know, this really would just be easier if you didn't need your arms.
Except the scimitar. Just kidding.
No.
Just kidding.
It's fine, we'll keep them. Just saying.
I'm going to.
You said they're magical?
Correct.
I'm thinking about using frostbite on one of the chains.
I was going to use Eldritch Blast on the other, or on the one I'm working on.
Okay, I'm going to take a chance on life, and I'm going to reach out toward one of them, and I'm going to use Dispel Magic.
Okay. What level are you using Dispel Magic at?
I'm just using it at 3rd level.
Okay.
And hoping for the best.
Go ahead and just roll a d20 for me.
I'm assuming this is to kiss.
This is to kiss.
To kiss.
Oh, to kiss.
Kiss.
Sorry. I was
Kiss.
assuming
I'm
this is to
sorry.
kiss. I was like, wait, who's kissing her? What?
19.
19. Okay. This is more powerful magic than you are generally used to coming across. However, because you rolled so high, you are actually able to push past the sort of arcane block in energy that you're normally feeling, particularly using spells at this level. And you're able to push past, and you actually are able to dispel the magic around the chains, and you hear a as each of the shackles comes undone, and she oh, thank you, love. And the room is plunged into darkness. You, particularly General and Sea Snake, you can see that just kind of in this in this setting where she seemingly grabbed the shadows of the room and concentrated them in the middle. And she runs.
I can still see her because I can see through magical darkness as well.
Correct. Yeah, so you two can still see her. Marceline.
Oh, you have, okay.
Mhm.
So I am going to.
Really quick before that, because I am on guard. Her hands have been bound. I suspect she was a spellcaster. Is this a spell that she used? Or is this more of a feature or ability?
Technically speaking, it is a spell.
Because I would have counterspelled it.
Okay.
I don't know what she's doing, but I don't trust her.
Mhm.
So,
Pirates.
Okay. As yeah, you are able to, so you see her bring the shadows in, but it doesn't have any additional effect. And she looks at you, Marceline, and she looks at the two of you, who for a brief second, as the darkness took hold, she could see your eyes glowing through it, and she knows that you two can see through it. And
Oh,
she is
joy.
gone.
All right, so would that have used my counterspell then? Like it
Correct.
didn't counter that?
No, it would have countered it. So you see the room kind of, the darkness is about to take place, and then all of a sudden it just
Okay.
it's yes, it's removed.
Okay.
You
She
do
teleported
hear her footsteps running around in the next room, and she is taking off down the tunnel.
Well,
I'm gonna go after her.
no surprising. Gonna
I'm
chase
gonna-
after.
I'm gonna go ahead and now I'm gonna cast Dimension Door on the other side of. I'm gonna cast it from where I am. I'm gonna cast it to the other side of the giant chasm.
Okay. Yeah. So as are the rest of you going to follow?
Yes.
Okay.
How many people can?
You can bring one person of equal size or smaller with you.
Okay, so
What's
I'm
your height?
I am small. I am 5.
No,
He's-
yeah.
no,
So
you're a
you're a
medium-sized
medium
creature.
creature.
Medium
So
size.
you
I'm
can
a
bring
medium
another
creature.
medium or smaller creature with you.
So who's medium or smaller?
I think everyone.
I am, but don't bring me. I'll be walking. I'm not chasing this person.
Runaway's like, no, I'm good, dog.
Okay, let's go.
I'm gonna
Just gonna
run
go
down
with
the hallway behind her because I
Sorry,
already
go ahead.
level or range attacks.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to go through the door, but I'm going to start preparing a snare.
Okay.
So that when I see her, I'm going to cast it at her when I am within range of her. And that is, I have to you have to reach out and, what's it called? It's a touch spell. Do I have to touch the person?
If it's a touch spell, yeah, you'd have to touch them.
Mhm.
Yeah. So I'm going to have to reach out to, oh no, never mind. I can't do it. It's a casting time of a minute. So never mind. She's just going to do what she can to
Okay.
chase after it. Or
I am gonna send my parrot ahead.
Okay.
Again, I don't know how you want to rule the fact that he doesn't have dark vision.
Mhm.
But
And you just with dark vision, because it is dim light, but it's it's
Okay.
again it's like really dark. So you'd be able to say, oh yeah, there's a wall there and there, but any perception checks would be made at disadvantage.
all right, so he has a flying speed of 60 feet.
Okay.
And I want him to get within 15 feet of her, and basically I want to cast lightning lure through him.
Okay.
Just when I can.
She is amazingly fast. You can see that as all of you are emerging out of the door, she's already 100 feet down the tunnel.
So was she already past the chasm? Because that's where I went.
No, yeah. So she's
Okay.
not quite there just yet. But yes, if yeah, because your familiar can dash, and so that would put you.
You
Yeah,
would be
that,
at 120 feet.
yeah. So that would put you within range.
Okay.
So yeah, go ahead and so what is that for lightning lure?
Okay, so lightning
Let me
lure
pull out her
is
character
right
sheet.
15 feet, and it creates a lash of energy that strikes at them, and they have to succeed on a strength saving throw or be pulled up to 10 feet in a straight line toward you. So it would be toward wherever my parrot is.
Mhm.
And then if they end up within 5 feet of my parrot and they've failed that strength saving throw, they would take 2d8 lightning damage.
Dang.
Okay.
Dang.
Not a
So
powerful.
sorry,
damage,
it's
but I need it.
a strength saving throw.
Yeah.
Okay. She rolled a natural 20.
Okay,
So-
yeah, that'll succeed.
Yeah, so as Murdoch is furiously flapping his wings to catch up, you can see that he kind of opens his beak, and instead of his normal You see, and just lightning erupts from his very small mouth. But you see that she just kind of is able to actually step off of the wall and just kind of loop over it and continue running. Parkour.
What a woman.
Whoa. I like this person.
So as she continues down, you do see that she actually is continuing, and you actually get a glimpse of her as she's coming down the tunnel. You see that she sees you, and she actually steps off of the far ledge and jumps, and then all of a sudden she disappears midair, and she appears 10 feet down the tunnel behind you.
This is me?
Yes, this would be you and Kess at this moment.
Okay. So as soon as I see her, I'm going to cast Dominate Person.
Okay.
So with it, so it's an action and it lasts up to a minute, but so I attempt to beguile a humanoid that is within range, which is 60 feet. So I basically saw her while she was going back and while she was going into the portal and out, and she has to roll a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. What's the DC on that?
16.
16. Okay. She's going to spend a key point and roll again. And she rolled a 19.
Dang it.
So
Okay.
yeah, she kind of feels the effects of the spell about to take place. As you feel it kind of start to hold over, and then she just kind of shrugs it off and just keeps running.
Okay. Well, I'm just gonna go after her with Levitate.
Okay. What's everyone else doing?
Well, we just realized that all the flyers / people that can get over the chasm are kind of stuck away from us. So,
Right.
the chasm just kind of going, what do I do now, boys?
So, since I'm with Krillman now, Kess is still with us, right?
Kess is actually on the other side. Did you
Kess
want
went
to?
with-
Did you want to
that's
have?
right. She teleported with General.
Yeah.
So, Marceline, did you chase after them? Or
I
are
was
you with us?
chasing with you guys.
Oh,
So I'm with you at the edge of the cavern, but like at this point, she hasn't harmed us. She's pretty much just trying to get away. So I'm not terribly concerned with getting over to the edge, and I have a limited amount of things I can do in a day magic-wise. So sorry, but we're gonna stay here.
You just need a short rest. You're fine.
Yeah, let's get a short rest in this one shot. That's how this works.
Sea travel, folks. Sea travel.
Nah, honestly, she's not. She's just trying to get away. She's been here for 2 years. It's a little understandable.
mm-hmm.
So
Fast
you
legs.
know,
Fast
just
legs.
chill.
At this point, you might as well I'll just send my familiar to go pick up rubies and jewels for me.
It's just gonna slither. Is it like the
it is
one
out of
thing
range.
seasoning that
Yeah,
can't
'cause
go
you're-
on land?
Yeah, right.
Oh, it is out of range.
Yeah, well,
Gosh,
because it's
dang this.
yeah, because I think the
Maybe I
range for
need
your
to go
familiar is
back.
it can go, I think, 100 feet away from you.
Uh,
And so, yeah, if you'd like to go back and search for them, you can.
Your familiar can go further. You
Can
just
it?
can't communicate with it.
Got it. Okay.
So you would have to like give careful instructions or dismiss it when you want to bring it back. But
That's true.
Sorry, Cass, did you want to do anything as this woman appeared on the other side of the ledge?
She's going to float up in the air because she freaking flies.
Because
like
I-
a bird.
Because I can.
And I got like I have like a 40-foot like fly speed or something like that.
Okay.
50-foot flying speed, by the way. But she's going to go halfway, like she's gonna start moved as if she's going to fly up. Then she's gonna stop and she's gonna look at General and be like, "Why are we chasing that?"
she ran.
Honestly, it's just because
I mean, if
I
you want a
don't-
date, I'm sure you can find one on like an island or something.
I just don't like to be bamboozled. That's all. I felt like she literally pulled one over us.
How?
It's a
She
matter of pride.
didn't
But
attack us.
at the end of the day, if she goes out there and she tries to do something to someone, and it's not us, I'm happy.
I mean, literally, the whole crew is out there.
Yeah, it's not us though.
Come on, let's go back.
Okay. Gotta levitate back.
Just like,
You know, you got a point.
she's reasonably intelligent.
Now let's do it. Pirates do it and plunder some booty. Just
All
a
right.
little bit.
Be careful.
So as you return to this, oh, sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, can I just have Murdoch follow her? He can keep up with her, and I can dismiss him when I want to
Mhm.
bring him back to me. So basically, I just want to give him the instruction to follow her. I want to see what she's doing, and every minute and a half or so, I'm just going to peer into his senses. Oh, you know what? I don't think I can do that if he's out of range.
Correct.
You can't do it if he's out of range.
Okay, so then that would be useless. Well, I can have him follow her.
You could do kind of like a recon sort of a deal where he follows and then
Yeah,
and then-
you can communicate with
Mhm.
it additionally. Okay, so I can only see with him, but I can communicate with him when he comes back. So I'm
Yes.
just gonna have him follow her
Okay.
for a while.
Awesome. Go ahead and have Murdoch make a perception check. It is a disadvantage because it's in the dark.
Okay, so he's got normal advantage, so it's just straight check then,
Correct.
because he's a risk and talk. That's 15.
15. Okay. So Murdoch is able to keep up with this woman fairly well. You see that she is kind of slowing from sprinting so much, for so long. You see that she's maybe getting slightly winded, but not much. But you see that she, Murdoch kind of flies out, and then she'll run, and then she'll disappear, and then she'll reappear. And then she'll run, and she'll disappear and reappear again. And as, this is after he's come back.
Yeah, I was gonna
And
say
this
after-
takes place in a matter of like 30 seconds.
Okay.
But she makes it all the way out. And then she's gone.
My main interest is how she interacts with the ship.
Mhm.
Like once she gets out and
Uh-huh.
sees the ship.
So after she exits the tunnel, she disappears. And she does
Okay.
not reappear.
Okay.
But yeah, so that's what Murdoch was able to communicate back to you. As you proceed, or as you come back to the grove or garden, you see that it has been vastly picked over. You see that most of the crystals are gone.
That was fast.
Was it the sea snake?
Oh, I can see why they had her tied up.
No. Okay.
Quite speedy, that one.
Well, let's go ahead and look at least what we can get. I have one. Anyone else get any more?
Well, the snakes are glorious because I can just make him eat the things, and then if he dies, and I can bring him back. He dies, and I can pick him up. Get
It's like
the
a little
thing.
sock full of.
It's a little sock full of gems. He's great.
Or if he's familiar, if he dies, doesn't he go
A
poof?
sock of holding, like
He does go poof. So I have to do it very quickly. Of like, all right, eat one. Okay, thanks. Okay, spit it out. Get it out.
Oh my gosh.
I thought you loved your familiar.
We're familiars.
I'm just gonna use a little bit of minor illusion and just make one particularly sparkly gem in the corner to appear, to appeal, like to run away. I don't like wherever he's looking or interacting. I want to catch his eye in particular.
okay.
It's
Well,
called hazing.
Yes.
what? Well, while Cass is away, I get the opportunity to just feel these
Yes.
flowers. That's what I wanted to do in the first
Do it.
place. So.
You wanted to feel the flowers?
Yeah.
Okay. So
Those
as you come up
metallic smelling
to one of
flowers.
them, it's actually kind of a dark gray. It's still fairly translucent. But what light there is does pass through this. But Yeah, as you touch the flower, you actually see that the crystal is actually hollow. And there appears to be some sort of liquid on the inside.
Does it look like I could crack it open like an egg?
Make an intelligence check.
Added with that, I want to know how fragile these things are.
Okay.
So, okay, intelligence check. Got one.
Okay.
Oh,
Nice.
bad.
You see that these they are fairly reminiscent of very fine glasswork that you remember from your parents' home. You're not sure, as to the durability of different crystals, and you have absolutely no idea what the substance on the inside of this is. You feel that if you were to drop this, that it would shatter and do irreparable damage to yourself.
Irreparable damage to myself?
Mhm.
So these are like bombs, essentially, of some magical liquid.
Like, you don't know that.
Bro, I really hope I find this out, because I might chuck them
So-
at people.
It's too late. Your snake has already eaten 3 of them.
Throwing him at Tess.
You also
Bye.
have to remember it was a nat 1.
Right, right.
So that one doesn't necessarily mean a critical failure, only in combat. But at the same
Right.
time, it's just like, yeah, you just get the worst outcome that you could have had. So you're real
Right.
worried about this.
So this is just one flower of the many. So there's
Mhm.
a bunch of others like this. I'm like, oh. And then I just think in my mind, I reminisce of what my home used to look like, and I just keep quiet, appreciating it.
Okay.
You definitely look like you threw it over your shoulder for a second
Oh
there. I'm like,
no,
what are you doing?
reminiscence.
Oh, this is explosive.
What an image, though. He just chucks it over his shoulder. Boom.
Wait, I don't
Dramatic
understand
exit.
why this
Yeah.
is explosive. Like,
Huh? You
wait,
could
I don't.
You don't
Hmm?
know.
No, it's not necessarily that it's explosive. You don't know, like, because you're familiar with, for example, vials full of acid, or poison, or growing up in a noble household, it's like, oh yeah, somebody might try to assassinate you by these means, and so you don't, like, for example, were you to drop it on your foot, you might not have a foot anymore. That's your kind of line of thinking here.
Okay.
Come on, get a peg leg. You'll fit in better.
Okay.
Yar.
Actually, might
I'll
let you borrow
grab-
her parrot.
4 of these and put them in my bag.
Okay. Yeah, you're able to see. There are maybe 10 that are left.
Oh, wow,
Yeah.
there weren't many. Okay.
10. Wait, are you talking 10 plants or 10 jewels?
10 jewels total. Sorry, 11 including the fake one in the corner.
Jerk.
And
So
12,
what's the
including,
chances?
including the one on my person. 12.
Okay. So what are the chances we could extract some of these plants, though?
I
a
feel
good-
I wanna buy
you
the
should,
cow.
yeah. That might be a question better directed toward Kess.
I was
Right.
about to say. Good
Kess
question.
is just kind of
Kess.
looking around, like trying to figure out how they were using that woman to basically feed the plants.
I'm specifically not asking Case, but I think she wants to leave them here and for them to be cared well. I want to make some coin off of this. So I am specifically making sure she doesn't know I'm doing
Okay.
this.
So
But
go ahead.
I want to
Yeah.
grab a couple plants if I can.
Go ahead and make
Stick
a
'em in my
nature
bag.
check. Yeah.
Oh, this is gonna be great. I think that's a 13.
Okay.
Double checking, but
They do seem like
no,
regular.
that's a 15.
Oh, ta-da. So you do believe that these could be transported. You know that plants don't really do well in backpacks. They do better in pots.
But they'll do fine in a backpack for like an hour until we
They
get it back to the
could.
ship.
Depends on how much activity is going on while they're in the backpack. But yeah, they do seem like regular plants. It's just that the flowers and the fruits that they produce are rather abnormal. But yeah, you do see that there are, maybe some tulip size or some small kind of shrubbery that you could be able to smuggle out of here.
Are there any like Okay. I'm sorry, you said there were like tools? Did you say? Am I crazy?
I didn't
say that?
necessarily say that, but
Okay.
it's
No, I
safe to
was pretty
assume.
sure I
Yeah,
misheard.
no, because with all of your perception rolls earlier, yeah, there you would have noticed that there are tools along the wall.
So like would there be any like possible like burlap sacks or anything, like something that I could use as a temporary pot holder? Keep some of that soil
go
with
ahead
it.
and make a perception check.
This one I know is a negative modifier. That's a 3.
All right. So you don't necessarily find anything in the immediate area, but I mean, if you had any sort of spare clothing or anything like that, that you would be able to, make some sort of makeshift.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull off my fancy leather boots and take off my socks. Use
Okay.
my socks.
Mm.
Hey, Krill, can I borrow your snake?
No, that's not like 3 lumps. I'm busy,
When
But yeah,
when-
I want to kind of like get a couple of them maybe in the sock.
Mhm.
Well, they're performing shenanigans. I feel like that's the best description of that. I'd like to look around to see if like the condition, if all the plants are affected in some respect, or like is there something I can do to better understand like how this came to be,
Okay.
you know?
Yeah, make. Interesting. Make a nature check.
Good at those, so long as the dice are nice. The dice are reasonable. 16.
All right. So you gather with the instructions that were listed out earlier, and with what you witnessed here. I literally thought that you weren't wearing a shirt underneath that, Andrew. I was like, all right, here we go. It's that kind of D&D.
Oh yeah, script D&D.
He's hoping it'll bring the monk back.
Yeah. I have had to roleplay sexual encounters before, and it's fine. Anyway. So just looking at again with the instructions that you had seen on the wall out or previously, and then this sort of setup, you again, these sort of plants require meticulous care. But you do ascertain that there is at least some sort of magic that has been imbued into these plants. They might not have started off like that as a seedling, but that they were created to be this, and this seems to be a sustainable source of wealth.
Okay. And I know that they were tended at least within the last few weeks. Does it look like all of the plants are like kicking the bucket, so to speak?
As of right now, no.
Okay.
The woman was able to. I mean, she appeared to have been gentle enough with them. I mean, rough in the sense of picking fruit, but she didn't uproot any of the plants.
No, I mean more so like does it look like the plants are starting to like wither and fade as a result of her being released? Like the whole garden, or is it just like
No,
portions
not
of
at
it?
all.
Okay. All right. Interesting. Okay. Cass is going to just kind of look around and I guess start trying to gather jewels
Okay.
as gently as she can.
Yeah. Would the rest of the party like to join in?
I'm going for plants. They can have the jewels.
Okay.
I want the cash cow.
I'm stuck on the 4th one, and I'm not using any magic to ascertain if it's real or not.
Hey, can I make Marceline perform a stealth check, please?
That makes sense.
Yes. Go ahead and roll for stealth, Marceline.
Please, I want to notice this. I want to stop her.
I have a good passive perception, girl.
Well, I rolled an unnatural 20.
All right. What's
It
your
beat my perception, so yeah,
All
I
right.
don't notice.
Yeah, so you were able to kind of sneak one of the trowels off the wall. Yeah, you kind of roll your sock up a little bit to make it a little bit of a more sturdy makeshift sock pot.
Because the pressure's on.
Yeah, go ahead and roll a dexterity check.
Yeah, don't kill the plant.
Then she'll be even more.
I can't tell what that is. That got cocked. not even sure how it managed to do that in the middle of the thing. That's a 10.
Okay. You as you're kind of inserting the trowel into the soil, it's very rich soil. You can tell that there has been years of work that have been put into the nutrition of the soil, to make sure that the balances of the minerals and everything are correct for this setting. But you do hear your trowel hits some roots, and then it does cut through, but you're not quite sure about the plant next to it, but you were successfully able to pull out this plant. As you quickly stow it away and hope that Kess doesn't notice, is there anything else that you guys would like to do here?
How long is all this taking?
I'd say that you're here for about 15 minutes.
You were hoping for a short rest, weren't you, bud?
Sure was. I was hoping for an hour. I was gonna go and take a nap.
You'll get it on the ship.
We'll see.
This is a one shot, man. Come on.
Okay. So in that case, I'm gonna levitate over to Case. I'm gonna be like, so pirate, my favorite avian pirate that there is. What say we delicately and carefully take one of these amazing jewels that I think would be very valuable on the market and leave the rest of its siblings. I can make it levitate so that we don't have to worry about a pot or anything like that. What say you?
She looks at you like, no. We take the jewels. We leave. Simple as that.
But just
These
imagine.
require very specific care. Very, very specific care.
Who better to care for it than someone who can literally talk to it?
I would not be able to replicate the sort of care it would require.
I don't necessarily believe that. I think you're giving yourself not enough credit.
I think you are a greedy little man.
That's
and
true.
You should be careful. Because greedy people, well, you know what happened to the last greedy person I met.
No.
She stares at him.
I take it from this. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
She just stares at him and goes, you know, a really good way to cleanse a forest and weed out all the bad things is to set it on fire. And then she walks away.
How tobacco grows.
Everything she said, I agree with. Fine. Lame.
You're trying to negotiate with the wrong person, man.
And I've already got what I want, so.
Same.
Alright.
I've got a version of what I want. It's gonna go terribly, but
And I'm pretty okay with the outcome of letting some rando out. That's pretty good. I think a good day for me. So.
Alright. So, as you all make your way back to the ship, it's getting close to that kind of 3-hour mark. And Captain Don Collar looks at you. She's like, well, it's about time. What did you find?
Present him with the jewels, if there's still jewels.
I have my snake spit one out. Captain.
I mean, that is not the weirdest thing that has come out of your snake, so I'm not that surprised. But you remember last time when a whole boot came out? Yeah, that was weird.
I forgot about the boot.
It was a practical joke.
Oh,
okay?
it was my boot. I remember.
Wood was in it.
You best be careful. I will have you swabbing the deck for the rest of the year.
There's a boot in my snake.
Oh, that's perfect.
I have my snake spit out.
I love that.
Oh, that's a good quote for tonight, guys.
Yeah. I will ask you about these later. But how many?
About 12
5.
or 11. I can't. I don't really recall. But, and I'm going to kind of eye Kess as I say this a little bit, but I'm talking to the captain. There is in that garden down there a plethora of plants that specifically make those delectable rubies. In case you are interested in where we acquired such good fortune.
Very interested.
You did say they require a lot of care, though. Would you mind elaborating on that a bit?
They've got a caretaker, and there's someone who takes care of it. I'm not necessarily suggesting that we take the plants, though I do think they would be very valuable on the market. However, if they require much care, this would be a good place to come back to when funds are running low.
Unfortunately, though,
Yeah.
there was a young lady.
Don't worry about that. I'm going to telepathically talk to Marcelin and say, we don't have to let him know about Exnay on the Manwume.
On the 80 bay.
On the 80 day. I'm just going to say, there was a woman that was chained up, but she is no longer an issue.
Oh, well, if you've dispatched of her, then we will not pursue the issue further.
Perfect.
Of course, Captain. Nothing would please me more than to please you. I'm really, if you haven't noticed, I'm really trying to suck up for the fact that I didn't realize that was his boot that we're playing the practical joke on.
Ness does kind of speak up and say, in the future, we should be careful. There is someone tending that garden.
Good to know. Very interesting. He's gonna kind of trail off. Anyway, we are casting off, so let us return to the ship. And as you all kind of cast off and return back to the sea, you are able to complete a short rest. You're on the sea for about an hour as you are kind of traversing the Rumrunner Reef again. As you are exiting the reef, you hear sort of a whistle from the crow's nest. You hear Rob, and he is actually turned over to the stern of the boat, or of the ship, and he calls out to the captain. He says, "Captain, I think we've got a few followers." And as Gorn turns around and he actually pulls out his spyglass and he actually sees, and there is another ship. This ship is a galleon. It is nearly 2 to 3 times the size of the Jabberwocky, and it is actually, sorry, no, it's off the starboard bow, off the. But you can see it's approaching, and it's approaching very quickly. You are actually sailing against the wind at this point, and Captain Don Collar, he calls out to the crew. He says, "All right, you beautiful skellyvegs, are we ready? Are you ready to send them to the depths?"
Hey, Captain!
So at this point, because there's not really any rules for naval combat, which of you would like to man the cannons? Each of them take 2 people to man.
Does it help if I'm strong to give me advantage with said cannons?
I'm mediocre.
I'll be there too.
You could be really strong.
Kids, you're warlocks. Are you strong?
No.
I am.
Literally
That's who I put it in.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Listen, I'll man a cannon. I'm all for this chaos.
All right, let's do it.
All right.
I'm not going to man a cannon. I'm going to see what I could do to screw with the other ship. Using
Okay.
Magic.
So that means 4 of us need to be on the cannon?
Yeah, so there are 2 cannons on each side. So you'll probably be manning the 2 cannons on probably the starboard side.
I do have Murdoch up top, by the way,
Okay.
and I'm watching through his
Awesome.
eyes where this ship is. I'm just kind of periodically checking back to get a better idea of what's going on.
Okay, yeah, you've got maybe about 5 minutes before they're upon you. Are there any preparations that you would like to make?
I'm going to make sure to put away my hand axe.
Okay.
Well, I gotta put away both my weapons actually if I'm manning a cannon. But I will be doing that.
In case of an emergency,
Okay.
I'm going to cast water breathing
Okay.
on
That
everyone.
lasts for like 8 hours, right?
Yeah, 24
Oh,
hours, a full
oh.
day.
That's
You don't have to
Yeah.
waste a spell slot on that, because I can do it. Just saying.
Well, no, I'm talking about not just you guys. Like,
Okay.
if you're fine, I will cast
I mean-
water breathing on Sturgeon. Do you need it?
I
Well,
also
no,
have.
I mean, I can do it as
water
a feature
breathing.
without a spell
Okay.
slot.
Runaway. Do you need it?
Well, you can select up to 10 willing creatures.
Yeah, I know. I'm just asking if you need
I
water
have
breathing.
it.
You
But
have
sure,
it.
you can.
Yeah. Well, beats us casting. Like, I mean, if you want to cast it on other members of the crew, you can.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll cast it on the captain and Krill and then like 8 other crew members.
Okay.
So
I
in
guess
the
I'll
event
get
that
the
they
rest.
do fall into the briny deep, they'll be fine.
Awesome. Okay, so with that, as we kind of, I was like, I don't know how to get the combat music on here, but yeah, we'll go ahead and
I mean, this music's kind of combat-y.
I'm digging it.
yeah, but so as you're approaching, I'm just gonna go ahead and do it because what the heck.
That was like a good cannon blast right there.
Yeah. I'm
I mean-
assuming I'm taking the cannon with Marceline. And I'm just going to be loading the cannon and getting ready to.
We're just like a well-oiled machine as we're like telepathically communicating back and forth. I'm checking in with Murdoch.
Yeah.
And I'll be accompanying Sea Snake with on one cannon.
Are we going into?
Okay, yeah. So
program?
we're not quite boarding yet, but I didn't know how to get the combat music on. But at this point, let's go ahead and yeah. Sorry, we can't see anybody. Let's bring Zoom back up. All right. So,
Is Runaway inspiring us?
if you would like to, are you inspiring anybody, Runaway? You don't have
What?
to. This is actually it's not for any D20 rolls. We're actually at this point going to be rolling a bunch of D4s. So.
Nice.
Yeah, basically to ascertain if you miss low, if you miss high, or if you hit the hull, or if you hit the deck.
Okay.
So, let's go ahead and who is manning the front cannon?
It's I think Runaway and myself.
Okay, let's go ahead and have each of you roll. Yeah, let's have you roll a D. Sorry. Let's have. You're gonna pick. One of you will roll a D4.
You got
You do it.
Marceline.
Okay.
Okay.
I got a 1.
Okay. So as you see the or as you launch, you ascertain that you lit the cannon a little too early, and it just strikes one, and it splashes right in front of the enemy ship. Yeah. Whoever is manning the rear cannon, you may.
That's us. I roll a 4.
Okay. You see that the 4 actually goes slightly high. You see that it actually soars over, and it actually connects with one of the sails, but it doesn't do any material damage.
Slows it down, though, I'm assuming.
Sorry? Correct. Like all of the sail. No, yeah. So it just pierces it. So there's like a bullet hole in it, or I guess a cannon hole. But yeah, that'll bring us to their turn.
Oh boy.
So you see that 2 of the cannonballs actually come and they rip across the deck. as you see that one or two of the crew members are actually struck with the shrapnel, and one of it actually takes a cannonball to the chest, and is, as he falls off the back. But that'll bring us back to Sea Snake and General.
I got a 2.
All right. So that's going to hit as you, you also see that it just makes a huge rip in the deck. That'll go ahead and bring us to Marceline and Kess. You're on the other rear cannon.
Still want me to?
No, Kess isn't on a cannon.
Got it.
I'm with General Sturgeon. Do you still want me to roll, or you can roll? Up to you.
I'll roll. I'll try this
Okay.
one out.
I don't want to hog all the
4.
fun.
I got another 4.
Okay. A 4 is actually going to go a little bit high. As you see the other cannonball, again, it kind of nicks the edge of one of the booms for the sails. You see another cannonball just splash, from one of the lower decks. It wasn't angled quite right. There's one that actually quickly followed up by that, and it just strikes the hull, and then another just, again, not very well coordinated, strikes the water. Let's go ahead and we'll go back to Sea Snake and run away. You're operating the other cannon?
While
All right.
While they're doing this, I want to wild shape into a water elemental and
Okay.
start beating the crap out of their ship.
Okay.
Yes.
Are you going to enter the water?
Yeah, I'm going to jump over the side and turn into a water elemental as I do that.
Okay. So as you do so, because the ships are kind of in a bit of a dance now, as you're just letting out barrage after barrage of cannonballs. You're able to kind of jump off, and you appear as a sort of tidal wave. Yes, what would you like to do? You just want to start wailing on the side of the
I
of the
just
ship?
want to start kicking the crap out of this ship.
Okay.
So what I'm going to do is a multi-attack. I can make 2 slam attacks.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and make your slam attacks.
Pretty good. So one is a 24, and the other one is a 17.
Okay, 24 and a 17. Both are going to hit. Go ahead and roll for damage.
Sweet. It's 2d8 plus 4 for each. Okay, the first attack is 18 points of damage.
18. All right. You see that as your liquid fist just actually solidifies into a bit of ice. You just rake the side of the ship.
Okay, and the second one is also very nice. Is 16 points of damage.
Nice. In the same spot, you actually dig in and just rip it apart. You see that now is there a sizable hole in the hull of this ship.
Nice.
All right.
Okay.
So let's go ahead and let's go to. Sorry, I keep getting mixed up who's manning the front cannon as opposed to the rear cannon.
Run away and myself.
Okay. So let's go to Sea
Go ahead
Snake
and
and run
roll.
away.
Run away.
For another cannon shot.
Alrighty then. 3.
Ayo.
Good.
Awesome. That's gonna also just open up a huge. You actually hit one of the ports for the cannons. You can see that one of the cannons is actually severely damaged. You see that some of the shrapnel actually sticks into the side of the Jabberwocky. But we'll move over to General and Marceline.
Go for it. How far away is the ship?
The ship itself is
3?
maybe. It's about 30 feet away.
Okay. She got a 3.
Awesome. So a 3 is also going to hit. You see that it actually connects with part of the railing, and then it just digs, and you can tell that it went fairly deep. You could actually see the center mast shake slightly.
Can I also throw an Eldritch Blast at it, just for good measure?
Sure. Yeah, go ahead and roll to attack.
Okay.
Knowing that he's doing it, can I have my hawk come down and assist and help? Help action? Repair it.
Because you're
You
not
can say no.
attacking a person, I'm going to say no.
Okay.
Yeah, were you attacking a person, I would say yes.
So
I don't remember if they need to be near the person attacking or being attacked. So.
Generally, the help action is kind of like a distract. So it's like,
that's
oh,
fair.
here, yeah, let me lower your defenses really quick.
So I rolled a 14.
Okay, that'll hit. So go ahead
really?
and roll for damage. Yeah, you're attacking wood. It's got a really low AC.
That's fair. Okay. It takes 8 damage.
8 points of damage. Okay, so as you see the cannonball leave, you actually just kind of Kamehameha. You see, you just follow the energy of the cannonball, and you actually kind of surround it. And you see that there's just this bright blue flame that's left by the cannonball, or in the wake of the cannonball.
I'm gonna high five Marceline.
So let's go ahead and move to. Sorry, that was front cannon, rear cannon. Sorry.
That was rear cannon.
Okay, rear cannon. All right. So, oh jeez. Yeah. So 2 more cannonballs just come out and they rake the deck. And then another one just splashes up. And at the point you see that there are some grappling hooks that have attached, and they start to pull the Jabberwocky closer. You see that there are some gangplanks being set out. At this point, we're going to have everybody roll initiative.
Yeah.
Oh,
Nice. Nat 20, so 24.
must
Nice.
be nice. Must be nice to have plus anything on initiative.
I got 4.
Okay.
I got a 4 with a natural 1.
There
Okay.
goes all my luck.
That is a 19.
19.
I got a 16.
Oh, I know exactly what I'm going to do, but like, I'm gonna have to go so late.
Sorry, out of Merceline and Sea Snake, which of you have the higher dex modifier?
I think I do. I have a 3.
Yeah, I got a 2.
Okay.
Dex modifier. What's that?
All right.
But you
so,
have one, it's just bad.
It's
Yeah.
just at a 0.
As you can see that the other crew members, or the opposing crew members, are, readying themselves to board. You can see that each of them, it's a crew of all orcs, and you can see that they're kind of raking, or they're kind of wiping their rusty cutlasses along their clothes to make sure that they're not clean but readied. That'll bring us to Runaway's turn.
So they're boarding. What, they lay
sorry,
down
yeah.
planks?
Sorry, does everybody have the table plot pulled up?
Oh,
Yes.
Table plop is.
I don't know how to get me on it though.
me neither.
Yeah, I should be on the scene, but it's not letting me see the scene. Oh, nope, I just had to zoom out. So,
I'm gonna try again. Sorry, my internet is being super dumb right now.
if you don't see anything, hit the zoom out button, because you might just be randomly and oddly skewed somewhere else. I
Well,
can't
it's
see
loading
where
now.
I am on it though.
I don't see that actually any of you are on there.
No, we're not, and I need to be a large creature, I think. Yeah, I'm a large creature now. I take up 4 squares.
Are you supposed to send us a link for us to join?
Sorry, I did in the Facebook group chat.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I actually sent 2, and the first one was wrong, or the first one I was like, oh, fetch, I did this in a guest account. So I signed out, and then I couldn't get back in. I was like, dang it!
This is really exciting, I bet, for everyone.
So exciting. I was like, we're going kind of late, so I know it's not gonna be so terribly epic
If I keep
combat.
hitting that ship, they'll be stuck on our ship.
Yeah, I was like, bye.
Okay.
We're
No,
going
no,
to
no,
the
there you
moon! Okay, so I should be in. I'm hitting scene 1. I'm as Drewski. I'm in as Drewski, but for some reason it's not. I'm not on there.
No, none of us are on there
I
yet.
don't see you. Thanks
How do
everybody
we
at home
how
for
do we
being
put our
patient.
characters on?
Because you all have characters created for this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Hang on. Let me see now.
Campaign.
It's creating suspense.
Ah, let me go ahead and add you. That would be helpful.
Ah. That would
make
do
me-
it.
Big square though. I'm a big girl now.
She's a big kid
So I have
now.
Marceline, Krill, Cass, General Sturgeon. Runaway, I don't have you on there yet.
Okay, while my computer is loading, I will get into a good position. Just imagine that I am, and I will cast confusion, and I will try to hit as many people as I can with my. Oh, it's a sphere, not a cone. Okay.
It's a big
Can you
bird.
all see
So
yourselves?
it's a.
Giant water bird. It's pretty cool.
Yes. So I was over here by this cannon, right?
Why is mine so big?
Wait, what?
My image is massive on here.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, because that's Cass, right?
That's me in the water, yeah.
No. Thanks everybody at home for being patient. We appreciate it.
If I knew a sea shanty, I'd sing it to entertain y'all, but I don't, so sorry.
I'll
You know one,
sing
Crow?
you a song of the bottomless sea, singing way low the man down.
Copyright.
That's in the public domain.
It's okay
bro.
if it's less than 10 seconds.
Okay.
Oh, I just got emailed by
Okay,
Facebook.
almost done.
A cease and desist.
It's like,
But you
yo,
were
bro,
serious.
take
I'm like,
that
what is
post down.
Facebook emailing
Take
me
it down
for?
right now.
My character is massive on here, and I just am trying to get it to stop being.
Sorry,
massive.
who's the compass thing that I keep moving?
Oh, that might be mine.
Okay, because I keep trying to bring it back.
Okay, mine looks massive on my screen. So.
Okay.
Oh, you're a compass.
By the way, I think you should be fine because that song is from like the 1800s. Copyright's out, guys.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, no, it's in the
You're
public
right.
domain. We're good.
You right. You right.
He's safe. We're good.
Okay, I've created my character.
Forgot that there are sea shanties out there. Gosh, it's
A whole
right there.
genre.
Oh, okay. I'm done. Made it. I made it, guys.
Sea,
Do
sea
you see my
shanties.
character?
I do not.
Michael, do you want me to roll my HP or just take base HP? What's over on the character?
Just take base HP. I will refresh in a second, and we'll get you up. Runaway. But you're gonna cast confusion on one of the crew members.
It is a 10-foot radius sphere,
Okay.
and I choose a point that I can see.
Awesome.
And wait. Do you see him?
Sorry. Say that again. Oh. Maybe.
What's your character look like again?
A half elf. Light skin. Dashing.
I see him. He's got a bow, an arrow. No, wait.
No,
is
no,
that him?
That's
No, he's not on the
That's
board
Rob.
yet.
He's up in the
Oh,
crow's nest.
Never mind. Never mind.
Where
You're
am
right.
I?
I'm
Like it
wrong.
doesn't even show up for me.
Gosh darn technological issues.
Oh wow.
Oh my!
You are giant. I see it now.
Who is this?
Yeah,
You-
I'm
you-
giant.
You are
Are we saying the
giant.
DM layer?
Oh,
That's why I moved him, is because it's just too big.
I was like, yeah. Here, let me see if I can.
Make him smaller.
Yeah. Because you look fine to me.
Yeah, you look fine to me too.
still giant for me.
I don't know.
Oh, well.
Yeah. So You're going to cast Confusion. Is that a Wisdom saving throw?
It is. Where is it? My goodness, I can't. What am I casting again? I forgot.
You said Confusion.
Oh yeah, Confusion.
Yeah.
It's a Wisdom saving throw of 15.
Okay.
Even I am confused from the
Yeah.
spell.
Okay. So this
And they
spell-
all
He
failed.
confused himself.
let me tell you what it does. Okay. So this spell assaults and twists creatures' minds, spawning delusions and provoking uncontrolled action. Okay, so it's a 10-foot radius sphere, and an affected target can't take reactions and must roll a d10 at the start of each of its turns to determine what it'll do. Yeah.
Okay. Good to know. Which ones did you cast it on?
Oh,
I think if you
On the
wanted,
top.
you could reach. Okay, yeah, you could reach those 3 up top.
yeah, I'll target those 3.
Awesome. Yeah, so you see all of them just kind of as they seem to question why they are where they are. That'll actually bring us to Rob's turn. As you see, yeah, wow. Jeez. As you see 3 arrows just sink in to not as he sees kind of the confusion for these kind of upper 3, he's gonna shoot at the 3 that are closest to the gangplank in front of him, the lower gangplank, yeah, you're gonna see all 3 of them just fall. You see one arrow hits one in the throat, the other hits another in the eye, and the other just sinks into its chest and just
Beautiful.
as
Nice.
these 3 are currently gone. Oh no, don't duplicate.
Do the opposite.
Mirror image.
Go
What?
away.
You're supposed to die, not come back. It's not stronger.
Hydra.
Supposed to destroy the city.
So yeah, as you see those 3 fall, that'll bring us to Kess's turn.
All right, Kess is going to. She's gonna keep kicking the crap out of their shit, man.
Okay, go ahead and roll for 2 slam attacks.
Yep. For now, I might have other things I can do too. Disappointing, but let's give it a shot. 14 for one,
14 will hit.
and then 13 for the other.
13 will also hit. Go ahead and roll for damage.
Ooh. You were kind to us. 15 for the first hit. And 13 for the second hit.
Awesome. Again, as you are just filling in that same hole, you're maybe freezing your hands just to make it, as a little bit of a fulcrum, to help you to open it up a little bit more. But yeah, you see that now there's a very sizable hole in the hull of this ship.
Does it look like they're now starting to take on water?
They are starting to take on a bit of water. Yes.
Good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move then. I have a swim speed of 90 feet, which is really nice. So I'm going to use part of that to swim over here. And will you let me climb up onto their ship?
Yeah, go ahead and make an athletics check. We'll consider this kind of your
How good the
bonus
dice are,
movement
no?
sort of deal.
Okay, well, that's nice. It's dirty 20.
Okay. Yeah, you're very easily able to grab the rail and just hoist yourself up onto the deck as, these other 3 orcs are kind of taken aback that, now there's a giant creature made only of seawater standing on their ship.
Strangely like a bird.
Yeah, that'll go ahead and bring us to General's turn.
That won't be the scariest thing that they see today. I'm going to cast Fear,
Okay.
Nice.
which is a projected image of whatever I'm targeting. Well, it's a cone starting from me that goes 30 feet, projecting the most frightening thing of that person, and they have to make a Wisdom saving roll of 16.
Okay.
or higher.
Is this an area of effect, or is this,
This
a
is,
specific target?
An area of effect.
Okay.
So it's myself and a cone of 30 feet in front of me. So it comes out of a cone. So
Okay.
I'm assuming I'm going to probably target most, if not all, of the orcs.
You're
I'm-
kind of down towards the.
I'm close to the cannon,
Okay.
which I guess I should probably, before I do that,
Sorry, these guys are dead. These guys are dead. Sorry, gone. Let me go ahead and remove them.
which guys? Hold on, let me get.
He's
The
gonna-
translucent ones on the stream.
Hmm.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna move here first.
Okay.
Before, and then also
I'll
gonna
have
get rid.
I'll have to make a wisdom saving throw. It's fine. I'll be okay.
Yeah.
I think.
I believe that you're gonna be wise enough.
I'm druid.
And
but
they
those
have to, if
natural
they
ones hurt.
fail, they have to dash. They have to make
They have to run like away from you.
yeah, make a dash away from me.
Unless your DC is 20, I'm fine.
Yeah, no, it's 16, so you're good. Wisdom saving throw is 16.
Okay. And so which ones are they? Just the ones that are like directly in.
Yeah,
kinda
yeah,
those...
it's in a cone. Yeah, so it's gonna be 30 feet, kind of spread out from my direction. in a
So that's
cone.
going to be Kess, and then we'll say 2 of the other orcs over there.
Okay.
One, it's a DC 16, 15.
16.
Well, one rolled a 14 and the other rolled a 1. So they both fail.
Nice.
So yeah, as these orcs run, just book it across, they actually expend their, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, sorry, not that one. Okay.
And
So that'll be.
they-
Oh, sorry.
And they're now frightened for the duration
Okay.
of the next turn.
Awesome. Okay, that'll actually bring us to the crew's turn. So this one is 1, 2, 3, 4, 6,
Hit me.
5, 6. All right, and that will be their turn. That'll bring us to Marceline's turn.
Did someone say warlocks and did someone say like Eldritch Blast or something? I'm gonna shoot both of my beams of Eldritch Blast at the one directly in front of Case.
We have 2 of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would have
yeah.
3 if I were one level higher.
Yep.
I forgot about that. I have
Eldritch
multiple
Blast is
Eldritch.
amazing.
So yeah. So sorry. So it's 2 individual attacks. Who are you directing them at?
The orc that is more south on the map
Okay.
directly in front of Kes.
Cool. Go ahead and roll to attack.
Alright, well, that is a 17 to hit.
17 will hit.
And then a natural 20 for a 28 to hit.
Yeah. That will also
Holla.
hit. Go ahead and roll for damage.
Cthulhu is proud.
You do double dice damage?
Yeah.
or,
So
like,
it's so you
dice or
can
double
determine
level?
before the roll if you want to double the dice or if you want to roll 2 damage die. But that's up to you.
I'm gonna roll all of them. Oh wow!
Oh
That's
no.
2
Cool.
1s and a 7, so 9.
Oh.
That's still 9 for
So as you see the one, you see the yours is more of a sort of a it's still bluish but more purple. As these both beams just both beams lash out and they strike one in the shoulder and then one kind of down more towards his abdomen. It's just as he kind of locks eyes with you. That'll bring us to their turn. So this orc, yeah, is gonna move up here. This orc is also gonna move over here, and this one is gonna move. 4, 5, 6.
Hey, Michael.
Yeah.
What are the 3 orcs that I affected earlier? Like, what are their
Oh,
numbers?
you were right. So there are 2 of those guys. So I need to roll a d10, or do you roll a d10?
You roll a d10.
Okay. I rolled a 10.
Okay, wait, let me go to it. So, confusion. The creature can act and move normally.
Okay.
Yep.
Bummer. Sorry.
And at the end of its turn, it can make another wisdom saving throw to get out of it.
Okay. Excellent. So these creatures are going to come up, and one of them, comes onto the gangplank and it's just staring both Krill and this crew member down, and then these other 2 are going to make an attack against Kess. One is a natural 1, so that's going to miss. And then the other is going to be... it's going to be a 16 to hit.
It just hits.
All right. So as he pulls up his great axe... no, sorry, it's just a battle axe. That's going to do... yikes, sorry. It's going to do 18 points of slashing damage.
It's slashing damage. That's good because I have a damage resistant to it, so I only take half.
Yeah.
So I take 9 points of damage
Awesome.
instead.
And then you're also going to see a very large orc come down from the helm of the ship.
Okay.
But that brings you Krill's turn. And they're like, finally!
I'm so happy that he showed up because guess what? I'm gonna use Flame Strike on him.
Do it! So is that a save or is that a spell attack?
So you do a save of Dexterity 14.
Okay.
And it's a vertical column of divine fire roars down from the heavens.
Yikes.
That's,
he's
pretty lit.
He's-
fiery.
Hey.
He fails. He rolled a 4.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yes.
Now he gets to take 4d6s and 4d6s of 2 different damages.
Go ahead and roll the fat damage.
Oh my gosh, please make it good.
P-H-A-T-T.
Fat.
So 14 fire damage.
Okay.
That's pretty fat.
Mamma mia.
Pretty hefty.
And 16 radiant damage.
Ooh. So a total of 30 damage as you see just this geyser of both fire and light just emit from the sky and just and it pummels, and he's almost knocked prone just from how much damage he took. But he just kind of rights himself and he's sizzling a little bit. You can see some of the steam and smoke rising off of his armor. He just kind of locks eyes with you as well. That'll bring us back to Runaway's turn.
All right, I will. So let's say my icon is standing right behind our fella on the north. Wait. So you know how on the bridge, the top bridge,
Yes.
I'm standing right behind our one of the crew members.
Okay. And sorry, would you like to move forward and attack that or on the gangplank?
I'll start. Damn it. Okay, I'm going to attack the main boss orc that I see towering behind, like on the main deck.
Okay. Yeah. So
And
what are you doing to attack?
I will cast. Wait. I know what to cast. Ice Knife at. Does not sound that cool, but I'm casting it at 5th level. Yeesh.
It's
Okay.
gonna be nasty.
Okay. Does this hit? Let me see. Okay. 24.
24 is going to hit. Go ahead and
Okay,
roll for damage.
So, the initial, okay. The knife itself will do a total of 1 damage, but
Awesome.
it explodes. So, the shards that fling out of it, it will take, let's see how many. Okay, me roll the dice. Rolling the dice, and it gets how much damage? 23.
Okay,
There
so
we
for
go.
a total of 24 damage, as well to the orc that is near Kess. Yeah, so because again, it explodes, right?
Yes.
So yeah, dang, dude. So as you just see both orcs roar out in pain, the one in front of Kess actually dies. He just it just takes so much shrapnel, particularly to the face, and he just slumps over. That'll bring us to Rob's turn, and Rob is going to shoot. That's gonna hit. That's gonna hit. That's also gonna hit. Dang. Guys, one arrow just did 30 damage. That's a lot.
Oh.
Yeah, this is what happens when you have the human variant feat. You're a fighter and you take archery and sharpshooter. Makes you a
sharpshooter's so good.
boss. And then so you're gonna see this orc, the one on that orc, and this one all fall. And you can
Oh, yay.
and you can see that the tide is turning in your favor. At this point, you also see. Oh well, there she went.
Is it the elf?
You see the half elf appear, and you see that she makes 4 quick strikes, all to the abdomen, all in different places along his spine, along in the kidneys, and then she ends looking as if the tips of her fingers are underneath his ribcage.
Did she suddenly strike him? Did it work?
And you see that. Oh, hang on. I was like, let me actually roll for it. Her DC is crazy high though.
Which means she's a powerful monk.
Yeah. Jeez. So he rolled an 18. Her DC is a 19.
Oh,
So
nice.
as you see this, and she's leaving her hand there.
Wait, if he's stunned. Sorry, I was just thinking. Go ahead.
No, you're fine. So in that time, Rob is actually going to action surge, and this other orc is hella dead. As you see, he turns into a pincushion, and you see Thea is her name. She calls out, and she actually looks over at Gorn and she says, "Gorn, darling, I had no idea you were here." And Gorn actually kind of squints and is like, "Thea, is that you? Your hair is so long."
Oh.
Oh, that he's German. Sorry.
She says, "Yes, darling, I was in there for quite a long time." As you see, she just gives this orc captain another 4 strikes, and all of them hit, and he slumps to the
falling
ground.
Now there's another one.
So, as As Thea kind of approaches the ship and she approaches Gorn, she kind of tosses him a bag, a smaller bag. You know, it doesn't look like it would be able to hold all of the gems. Could I possibly buy a ride into town from you? As Gorn kind of turns to her and says, anything for an old friend. Yeah, she's going to just kind of jump up, kind of touch on his knee, just give him a peck on the cheek and say, yes, I'm very late for an appointment with my dentist. But you've since vanquished the other pirate crew, as you see that the ship is in very poor repair, so you are able to kind of not cannibalize the ship, but you're able to scavenge what materials you would need to make any sort of repairs, and you make your way back to the mainland, to the Black Sands, is the kind of the headquarters for the pirates in this area. But that's where we're going to go ahead and end tonight's one shot. So thanks everybody for joining us tonight, and we appreciate everybody sticking around, and yeah, we love you, and yeah, again, we're super happy to be here. Sorry, I'm kind of tired. It's getting really late, and again, we're super happy that all of you have stuck around. But don't forget to go ahead and subscribe. Don't forget to go ahead and follow the channel. Don't forget to show some love. Again, Duke has put in so much work, and again, I was really flattered when he asked me to DM a one shot tonight for him. So let's go ahead and give a big round of applause to our players tonight. And yeah, we're working towards partnership for September, so please continue to show your support. Again, we love you, and yeah, never stop questing. So we'll see you all later.
See you guys.